Rays Game of the Week here on Suddenly, brought to you by Ramey Motors, our pregame show. Wes McKinney alongside, I'm Eric Lester, and our opponent this week again brings us the Bristol Pirates. Our outing last time here on the Game of the Week, not such a pleasant outing for the Rays. They did try to make a bit of a comeback, but the result not what we're looking for. And Wes McKinney, as you come in here, it boiled down to starting pitching. So as we look ahead to this game here today, how does the starting pitching look better as Zach Trachten hits the mound for us today?
Well, Eric, yes and no is the correct answer to your question. Zach had a bit of a rough outing in his first start of the year against the Pulaski Yankees. Did not go as he had planned, but the thing with Zach is, the thing I like about Zach, at least on paper, I've not laid my eye on him yet, and we'll hear in a little bit, but you know, the control, his control was pinpoint. Didn't walk anybody in 4 2/3 at Pulaski. Struck out 6. Did give up 11 hits, so that's the red flag with Zach. And he's only walked 16 batters in over almost 50 career professional innings. So the control is really, really good for Zach. Just got to be able to, I think, spot the fastball. You know, I mean, I think that's what starts with a lot of pitchers, because like we saw in our last game of the week with Luis Moncado, just so erratic with the control. You didn't know where it was. I mean, threw hard, sure, breaking pitches, good, but he just didn't know where it was going to go when it came out of his hand. So, but the thing with Zach is, like, you know that he's going to throw strikes, and I think that's comfort for the defense behind you. You know that they're always on their toes. You know they're going to field ground balls, they're going to field pop-ups. So hopefully Zach can kind of right the ship here, because he had a really tough outing against Pulaski. But I'm looking for much better things from Trachten here tonight.
Let's flip the script just a little bit. Let's look at these Bristol Pirates. Now, it was McGregor that was just lights out last week. Now, these pitching prospects in this Pirates organization have come to Bristol. They've come in full force tonight. Braden Ogle on the mound for us, against us tonight, actually. What's that look like going up against this Rays lineup tonight?
Eric, the Pittsburgh Pirates organization, they like their high school pitchers, they like them tall, and they like them lanky. And Braden Ogle is no exception. Plus fastball, was clocked at 88 miles an hour as a junior.
Wow. Could
have played at Florida. He won a national championship this year, turned down a couple more SEC schools, a couple other ACC schools. So, the guy, what's crazy is he's only 19 years old. So, is tall, lanky. We talked about McGregor last week, the 14th rated prospect in the Pirates organization in Rookie League Bristol. Well, if you look 2 spots down on that prospects list, you're going to find Braden Ogle there in the 16th spot. So he struggled a little bit against Johnson City, not quite as much as Trachten did against Pulaski, but Ogle not as sharp as maybe some people thought he would be against Johnson City in his first outing. So it's going to be 2 young guns on the mound. Zach Trachten isn't even 19 yet. He's still 18. He won't turn 19 until the fall. And Braden Ogle is 19. So 2 young guns really trying to make a statement here in tonight's game.
Looking at the lineup for the Rays, some names, some shifting around, trying to get some run support. Run support has been a real Achilles heel for the Rays this season. Look down this lineup. What's it look like trying to go against Ogle?
You know, Princeton is tied for last in the league in runs. That's not good. You know, you can't be 10th in ERA and 9th in runs and expect to be anywhere near the top. Princeton isn't right now. I mean, I still think that Princeton needs to be a little bit more patient at the plate. You look, they're near the lower third of the league in walks. I think that says a lot about teams. You know, even if you can't hit, if you can grind at bats, make guys throw a lot of pitches, draw walks, eventually you're going to reap the benefits, because you're going to see, you know, if you got guys seeing 6-7 pitches every at bat, then the pitcher's going to start tipping their hand a little bit. So, I think at the top of your Carl Chester needs to get on base. We saw Zach Rutherford against Bristol. He's had a little bit of success. You know, Devin Davis, Ronaldo Hernandez. I still think it's those 4 or 5 guys at the very top of the order. I mean, you look on down through, you know, Justin Bridgman gets a start tonight. Bryce Brown gets a start here in this game. So, you know, if guys like that can contribute, then that's a bonus thing for Princeton. But, you know, when you're scoring runs, I think at first when you're not scoring runs, it has to start with the top of your lineup being able to find a way on base, whether it be walk, get hit, you know, slap a single the other way, whatever it is. You just got to find a way to get on base.
Here today, it's the Rays and the Pirates one more time on the Sudden Link Game of the Week. It's brought to you by Ramey Motors, and when we return down to the field and on.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal. Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
And Jose Tontone. Luis Benitez, Henry Rosario, and Edison Lantigua will make up the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the Bristol lineup tonight. Zach Trajan looking for a much better outing here. Zach Trajan, 18 years old, was drafted as a 17-year-old, as I mentioned, in the 6th round in 2016. Won't turn 19 until after the Appalachian League regular season is over. That's on September 2nd, is Trajan's 19th birthday. Benitez fouls the first pitch away off to the right, and we're underway here. 7 o'clock exactly, 75 degrees at first pitch, and the wind blowing just maybe a smidge in from right field tonight. First pitch weather brought you by the Princeton Healthcare Center. Another foul ball by Benitez, and it's quickly 0-2. Trajan not a fast worker. He delivers the 0-2, and this one's chop foul behind home plate, and it will remain no balls and 2 strikes. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Wes McKinney alongside with you for all the action tonight here from Honeycutt Field as Princeton looks to even this 3-game series at a game apiece in Game 2. Breaking ball just inside, and it runs the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. A little get me over there appeared by Trajan. Couldn't get a called strike, and Benitez laid off of it. Benitez, 304 hitter, 2 runs, and RBI on the season. And he will hit a slow roller towards second. Going to be a tough play for Bridgman, and it'll be an infield single for Benitez. At first, it appeared that Bridgman started towards the second base bag. I think he maybe thought that Davis was going to go get it. Davis vacated his first base spot. Trajan wasn't sure what was going to happen there. It'll go down as an infield single for Benitez, and he is very much a threat to run. He leads the Appalachian League in stolen bases here through a handful of games. He's 7 for 7 in swipes this year. We'll have to watch, see how long it takes Benitez. Trajan right away throws over. Moderately close play, but he's back with the dive. Good tag applied there by Davis. Trajan gave him a good target. Put it about knee high. Davis didn't have to go that low with the tag. Benitez taking a fairly aggressive lead. He's back this time, not as close. First time Davis kind of applied the tag in the shoulder area. This time the tag more towards the middle to lower back. Henry Rosario, the center fielder, is at the plate. Left-handed hitting center fielder for Bristol. He takes up high for the ball 1. It's a fastball delivered by Trajan. 364 hitter, 3 runs scored, a homer, and 2 RBIs for Henry
Rosario. Rosario last played Monday. He was 0 for 4, struck out 3 times in that game. Another high fastball. Catcher Hernandez thought about a snap throw to first. He bobbled it out of the glove. Benitez was back standing anyway. 2 balls and no strikes just underway here. Scoreless game, top of the first. Princeton and Bristol. Bristol didn't score last night in the first. They did have the bases loaded in the early going, but back-to-back Ks by Moncado kept them off the board. Trajan, however, in danger of walking a batter here, Rosario, to put runners at first and second after that fastball runs high and away. Princeton looking to get their season moving in the right direction here. 1-6, as we mentioned in the pregame. Bristol 2-5. 2 pitchers, Trajan and Ogle, trying to get their season moving in the right direction as well. Trajan ERA coming into tonight, 13.5, as he paints the corner with a strike there on the outside corner, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Meanwhile, Bristol starter, we'll talk more about Braden Ogle when we get there, but his ERA is right at 9 after 1 start against Johnson City Saturday. 3 balls and a strike to Rosario. Off with the pitch is Benitez, and it is outside. A ball, and Benitez will slow his stride as he got towards second. Leadoff infield, a single by Benitez. Now a 5-pitch walk to Rosario, and it'll bring to the plate Edison Lantigua. Batted in the 3-hole last night. That's where he is tonight. A .321 hitter, 5 runs. He has 3 homers, 4 RBIs. 2 for 4 last night. Also walked twice in 6 plate appearances. Scored only 1 run of the 10 scored by the Pirates. Get me over breaking ball. Catches the outside corner. 0-1 to Lantigua. He's coming up here with runners in scoring position, and he may be due, hitting .321 this season, as I just mentioned, but 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, so he may be past due at this point. 0-1, Trajan checks the runner, a little timing play. Benitez back with a headlong dive. Santiago covering the base from shortstop there. Field umpire Tyler Thurman, he was on the plate last night, is in the field, and Justin Whitten, calls the balls and strikes behind Princeton's catcher Ronaldo Hernandez. 0-1, Benitez has his leads again. Trajan comes home with it, and it's fouled right at the plate. Now runs the count 0-2. Trajan had the leadoff man Benitez, who's now at second, had him 0-2 before an infield single and a 1-2 count. Looking for an out here. Princeton, trouble getting outs last night in the early going. 9 of Bristol's 10 runs scored in the first 4 innings of last night. 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and then 5 in the fourth. This one, it skips in the dirt. Hernandez once again bluffs a snap throw, this time down to second as he back picks the fastball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Great evening for baseball here. Great last night, a little bit warmer tonight. Tomorrow's weather looking beautiful as these teams wrap up the series. Do have a threat for showers potentially on Saturday as Princeton welcomes in Burlington. This time they have Benitez picked off at second base on a timing play. Pickoff goes 1-6 with Santiago covering, and there's 1 gone, and now just a runner on first. So now Trajan, without the runner in scoring position, can turn his attention here to maybe rolling a ground ball and getting 2 outs and getting out of this pretty quickly. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch comes home, and a high heater swung on a miss by Lantigua. Great velocity upstairs by the 18-year-old Zach Trajan, and there's 2 away with the cleanup hitter, Huáscar Fuentes, coming to bat. In his brief stint with Bristol, we started the year, did Fuentes, as we chronicled last night with the Black Bears, the short season rookie league affiliate of the Pirates organization. But he is batting .300, 3 for 10, 2 runs and 4 RBIs. And his time with the Pirates, that's only over 2 games. He cuts on a high fastball there. He's behind 0-1. Fuentes, designated hitter last night. He plays first base tonight with last night's first baseman, Johan DeJesus sliding over to the hot corner at third. This is time is a nice curveball that will be taken for strike 2. Buckled Fuentes right at the knees. Runner off first is Rosario. He drew a walk. That was after Benitez's infield single. Then he was picked off was Luis Benitez. This skips in the dirt for a ball. Strikeout, the pickoff of Benitez. Then one pitch later, Lantigua's down on strikes. Trajan, after running to maybe somewhat of a situation here in the early going, one pitch from getting out of it. Fuentes, no home runs between here or the Black Bears. This one is a line drive past third base, but it's fouled off, and the count remains 1-2 strikes. A little bit out in front there was Fuentes, as it was Trajan trying to sneak another breaking ball past the right-handed hitting first baseman of the Bristol Pirates. No score, top of the first. 1 on 2 out here for Bristol. Runner off with the pitch. It's back through the box, and it will be a single as it gets by the second baseman. Making a wide turn around at second was Rosario. He's back as he scrambled back to the base. First hit of the ball game for the Pirates on a single back through the box, just out of the reach of Justin Bridgman. It'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs here. As I mentioned, Rosario moving up and almost got a little too aggressive there. Thought about going to third and had to almost bear crawl his way back to second base. That'll bring to the plate the designated hitter, Matt Diorio. He's playing in his 3rd game with Bristol this year. Started the season like Fuentes with the Black Bears. He's 1 for 6 with 2 RBIs and a run scored in 2 games thus far. This one's off the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Matt Diorio, native of Staten Island, New York. Played collegiately for the Central Florida Golden Knights. 1-0. Trajan pauses, checks the runner now, Rosario at second. Another fastball, similar spot as the first one. This time it's called a strike, however, and it evens it up at a ball and a strike. Matt Diorio spent all of last year with the Black Bears. He's bounced around, as I mentioned, this year between Morgantown and now Bristol. Just off the inside corner, and it's now 2-1. Trajan early on here doing a good job of spotting his fastball on either side of the plate. Really trying to paint it here early is young Zach Trajan. Davis not holding on the runner Fuentes at first. Rosario also being let go off of second base. Fastball runs outside, 3-1. Good crowd tonight. Great crowd last night. Announced attendance 1,135. I'd have to go back and look, see what the attendance was last year for Princeton's home opener, but I got to imagine last night was more than last year. 3-1 by Trajan, and it's cut on and missed by Diorio, and he now runs it full, and that'll bring our first full count pitch of the ball game here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs and 2 on. Scoreless game between Bristol and Princeton. Not 1,100 people here tonight, but still a good, solid crowd for baseball here in Mercer County. The full count pitch, and Diorio takes inside, and the bases will be loaded for Bristol. Rosario moves on to third base, and moving down to second is Fuentes. The catcher, Raul Hernandez. The meat of this Bristol order, Hernandez included, 4, 5, 6, Fuentes, Diorio, Hernandez, all playing in their first, second, or third game with Bristol. Hernandez playing in his first game with Bristol this season. He started in the Gulf Coast League, and that was a long stay for him. He played on Monday for the Gulf Coast Pirates against the Gulf Coast affiliate Detroit Tigers, and instantly came up to Bristol. So he'll bat bases loaded here, his first plate appearance as a Bristol Pirate. Rosario at third after a walk with no outs. Fuentes had a 2-out single, and now Diorio the 2-out walk. Called strike to start the at-bat, 0-1. Trajan, unlike Moncado last night, has done a good job here of getting ahead early. Hasn't quite maybe been able to finish off people the way he'd hoped early on, but doing a good job of getting ahead. The 0-1 is swung on and missed off-speed pitch. Had Hernandez a tick out in front, 0-2. Make sure you get your pitch here if you're Zach Trage and don't want anything juicy. You want to make sure you get a chase here, something that's on the corners that it's going to be tough for Hernandez to hit. This is blocked in the dirt. That's what I thought we would see. An off-speed pitch in the dirt. Hernandez doing a good job. Princeton's Hernandez, Ronaldo Hernandez doing a good job of keeping that ball in front of him and keeping Rosario at third. It's Ronaldo Hernandez for Princeton behind the plate tonight, and his counterpart, Raul Hernandez, catching here for Bristol. He's trying to get the Pirates on the board. 1-2 pitch. Trajan will kick and deliver, and it's chopped foul. Came in on the hands of Hernandez. Remains a ball and 2 strikes. This one goes towards the Bristol dugout. Like another off-speed pitch there that, as I mentioned, way inside on Hernandez, but apparently he thought borderline, so had to take a cut. 1-2 again. It's squirted foul off to the right. We'll come back and do it at 1-2. Bristol last night, bases loaded, 1 out. Actually had 2 on nobody out. The way they started tonight, 2 on nobody out. And back-to-back strikeouts last night by Moncado of Fuentes and the catcher last night, Paul Brands. 1-2 pitch is going to get by Devin Davis as he dives after 1 run in. Here comes the second run for the plate, and he is going to be safe. Got under the tag, did the runner Fuentes. Throw was a little bit up the line, and now a throwing error is going to allow 1 run to score. And a comedy of errors by Princeton, not good fielding. And it's 3-0 Bristol on an innocent single by Raul Hernandez. Wait and see how that's scored. It's obviously a single for Hernandez, and he's going to get credit for 2 RBIs as Rosario and Fuentes scores. Rosario from third, Fuentes from second. Single through the right side by Hernandez, and then the error by the catcher, Ronaldo Hernandez of Princeton, is going to allow Matt Diorio to score. Fastball on the outside corner to the batter, Johan De Jesus, comes in batting 154, run and an RBI. He's struck out 10 times here early in the season, and Hernandez going to go all the way to third on the error. He was trying to advance, was Hernandez, after he saw the throw come home, and that's when the error was committed by Hernandez. You had to single through. Diorio went first to third. Hernandez saw the throw come home. That's when he advanced, and Hernandez had the throwing error. This is chopped up the first baseline. Trajan will just tag out the runner to Jesus, maybe a little bit more physically than he intended to. It'll be 1 unassisted. A solid first inning by Trajan was ruined by a ground single through the right side and then a throwing error. So Bristol gets 3 runs on 2 hits, and the error does cost Princeton a run after a half. It's Bristol 3 and Princeton 2. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 1033theway.com.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Bristol gets 3 runs on 2 hits in the top of the first. The Princeton error does give Bristol an additional run after the 2-run single that got underneath the glove of Devin Davis at first base by Raul Hernandez allowed Henry Rosario and Oscar Fuentes to score. Matt DiOrio rounds the bases on the error. So Princeton will be in a hole 3-0 to come to bat here in the bottom of the first. They will face Braden Ogle, the southpaw that stands 6'2", 170 pounds, a 4th-round pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2016 out of Palm City, Florida. Played his high school ball at Jensen Beach. Turned down a commitment to go to Florida to play professional baseball. His one and only start this year, he went 4 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, walked 2, and struck out 2. At Johnson City. That, like Trajan, was on Saturday evening. Ogle will face Carl Chester, Zach Rutherford, and Ronaldo Hernandez to start his evening. 19 years old, he'll turn 20 at the end of July. That comes on July 30th for Braden Ogle. Pair of teenagers matching up here tonight. Carl Chester digs in as he takes strike 1 at the belt on the outside corner. A .346 hitter, 7 runs scored, an RBI, and 2 doubles and 1 triple, also a stolen base for Carl Chester. Takes another strike. This one up a little bit more, up around the letters, straight down the middle, and it's quickly 0-2 on Chester. He comes in tonight, does CC, tied for second in the Appalachian League and runs scored. Quick worker Braden Ogle delivers, and it's fouled back to the screen, stays 2 strikes on Carl Chester. Braden Ogle, highly sought out of high school. Mentioned turned down a commitment to go to Florida. Could have won a national championship this year. The 0-2 way inside. Chester comes off of his heels to get out of the way, and it's 1-2. Also had offers from Miami, Clemson, and Vanderbilt. Or you can take a big-time signing bonus to play professional baseball. Not bad options to have as an 18-year-old. He strikes out Chester as he chases a fastball up in the zone, and my fault, it's actually 2 balls and 2 strikes, so Chester remains alive. Previously, it was 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chester. 2-2 offering, and now he will get Chester to strike out, does Ogle, as he's out in front of a breaking ball. That brings to the plate the designated hitter, Zach Rutherford. 200 hitter, brought the average up big time last night, was batting 150 coming into last night. 2 for 5 will get you a 50-point raise in your batting average. 200, 2 runs scored, a homer, and 4 RBIs. He blasts the first one foul that he sees from Braden Ogle. 3 of his RBIs coming last night, and the 3-run homer that he hit. He's quickly behind 0-2. Braden Ogle racing no time. Actually, that ball just got a piece to Rutherford and kept it foul at home plate. Rutherford, the 3-run blast in the 7th, part of a 5-run Princeton frame last evening to get him back within 9-5 at the time before they lost 10-6. They're down 3-0 here in the bottom of the first of tonight's game. Braden Ogle taking more time. He'll deliver. It's a roller to a second. Jimenez to his left will pick it up and throw on. Put out goes 4-3 as the first baseman Fuentes to the bag in plenty of time. 2 up, 2 down for the Rays here in the bottom of the first. Ogle doing a nice job for Bristol. That'll bring up Ronaldo Hernandez. He'll come into tonight 8th in the Appalachian League in batting average at .423. He's scored 6 runs, hit a homer, and batted in 4 runs. Also has 2 doubles to add to his line here in the first 7 games of the season. looking to prevent a 1-2-3 inning. He will line one into right field. That's going to get by a diving right fielder, Benitez. Hernandez on his horse rounding second, and he will scurry back to second base. Not exactly fleet of foot. The center fielder, Rosario, had to come over to back up the play after Benitez was about 6 inches or so from getting to that one. So it's a 2-out double into right field for Hernandez as he goes the other way. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Devin Davis. Davis, 375 this year, 2 runs, a homer, and 5 RBIs. The other defensive players for Bristol, we just mentioned Benitez in right, Rosario's in center, and rounding out the outfield's Edison Lantigua. Ogle delivers to Davis, and it's backhanded just shy of the dirt. 1-0 to Davis. Infield from third to first to Jesus, Perez, Jimenez, and Fuentes. 1-0 to Davis. Ogle delivers, and it runs inside, and Davis ahead 2-0. So after 2 up and 2 down quickly for Princeton, Hernandez, the first pitch swinging double to right field, and now 2-0 to Devin Davis. Princeton really could use an answer right here just to kind of settle everyone down. This is going to be a nice play on the hot corner by the third baseman. Picked it up on a short hop, did to Jesus, throws on to first, and Davis is retired 5-3. Even had to lay out for that one, did to Jesus, but Princeton is retired. No runs, a hit, and a man left after 1 full. Princeton down by a trio of runs, 3-0. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 103.3 The Way.
Do you have a business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Here, top half of the second, Zach Trajan doing a pretty solid job in the first inning. However, a 2-run single and then an error scored the 3 runs for Bristol. So the Pirates 3-0 lead here as we head to the top of the second inning. A momentary delay here in the start of our top of the second inning. And looks like we may be ready to go now with Melvin Jimenez digging in. Jimenez, a .438 hitter on the season. Absolutely smoking right now. 2 runs. He has batted in 5. He has a double, and he's walked 5 times. First pitch delivered by Trajan is up for a ball. Jimenez last night, 2 for 4, scored a run and drove in 2. 2 runs came, his 2 RBIs came courtesy of a sac fly, and then also had a run-scoring double. That sac fly came in the 3rd inning, the double in the 8th. Even count at 1-1 now. A ball delivered by Trajan, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Trajan throwing a lot of pitches in that first inning. This one is blooped into left field. Bryce Brown coming in, and a nice little dive on his backside by Brown as he records the first out. Nice defensive play. And there's 1 up and 1 gone here in the Pirates half of the second. We'll bring to the plate. Luis Perez didn't get the nod last night. but he starts at shortstop tonight, comes in hitting .238. He started the previous 6 games for Bristol. .238 hitter, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. And he takes the crack at the first pitch and rolls it down the first baseline foul, 0-1. Luis Perez night off. Nick Valleca night off tonight. He got to start last night, and he was an absolute menace for the Pirates, or to the Rays last night for the Pirates. He felt like he was on base 32 times. That's a little bit of exaggeration, but he was on base a lot. Trajan gets the call in the outside corner. It's now no balls and 2 strikes here to the 9-hole hitter for Bristol. Off the bag at third is Whalen, off the line, I should say, as he plays the left-handed hitting infielder Perez. Shortstop for Princeton, Kevin Santiago shades up the middle a little bit, and sliding over a little bit from his normal second base position is Bridgman. Now the count's even at 2-2 after a pitch runs in the dirt to the outside. Kick and the delivery by Trajan, and now it's full. Went full with Matt DiOrio in the first inning before he walked him, trying to avoid that here. Has 1 out after the nice defensive play in left field by Bryce Brown. Working from the first base side of the rubber, and this one will be golfed foul. First base side. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes on Luis Perez of Bristol. Princeton trying to once again even up the series here tonight. Bristol 10-6 winners last night. Princeton swept at Pulaski, salvaged the 3rd game of 3 in Danville. This one's popped up and into shallow center field. Chester coming in to get it, kind of had to stroll over into the alley before he finally retires Perez for the 2nd out in the top of the 2nd. It'll bring to the plate Luis Benitez. He had that infield single to start the game. A cue shot off the end of the bat that just died in the Bermuda Triangle between the pitcher's mound first and second. He was later picked off. He cuts through a fastball there, 0-1. Nice execution on the pickoff. He thought maybe once Princeton got the pickoff of Benitez at second, he thought maybe momentum had kind of swung in their way a little bit. This is low, 1-1. After Benitez was picked off, he had the single by Fuentes and then the walk to DiOrio to load the bases before the blow in the first inning by Raul Hernandez. The 1-1 skips in the dirt, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Luis Benitez, good solid game last night. He was 2 for 5. He's ahead 3-1. 2 for 5 out of that 9-hole, and if you can get 2 hits out of your 9-hole, your offense is humming on that particular night. 3 balls and a strike, and this one is skied into foul territory. Davis and Hernandez give it a look, but they're going to watch it go into the first base bleachers. Count, however, now is full to the 2nd straight batter here in the 2nd inning. Middle infield playing back against the outfield grass, giving themselves plenty of range here with 2 outs. The wind and the delivery from Trajan, and this one is ripped into left field. Brown on his horse. It is going to be a fairly routine catch as he strides onto the warning track. 3 up and 3 down in the Bristol half of the 2nd. Princeton coming to bat in the bottom half, down 3-0. This is Princeton Rays Baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 1033theway.com.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
3-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Bryce Brown, Justin Bridgman, and Seaver Whalen are the batters for Princeton in the 5, 6, and 7 spots. Braden Ogle gave up the 2-out double to Ronaldo Hernandez in the first. That was his only blemish in that inning. Also had a strikeout in the frame, did Ogle. Final warm-up pitch being thrown by Ogle, and Bryce Brown will stride to the plate here. Bryce Brown, .294 hitter, 2 runs, does have a double on the season. Maybe the bug here early on for Bryce Brown is 6 strikeouts in 17 at-bats. So basically, 1 out of every 3 at-bats that Bryce Brown takes, he strikes out. Bats from the right side does Princeton's left fielder here tonight. He takes up high, ball 1 to begin the bottom of the second. Bristol thus far, 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Princeton, no runs, a hit, and an error for the Rays. Ogle delivers a second straight pitch up in the zone, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Wind and the delivery from Ogle, and now Bryce Brown clearly in the driver's seat here, 3-0. Princeton trying to get a leadoff man aboard here. Something didn't do a great job of last night. Looking back, they got the leadoff runner in on the 9th, and Bryce Brown will be aboard here. A 4-pitch walk. But looking back at last night, Chester reached to lead off the 1st and the 9th innings last night. And unless my eyes are deceiving me, that's the only time Princeton had the leadoff runner aboard last night, the 1st and 9th inning, and it was the same person, Carl Chester, both times. Justin Bridgman will dig in here with Brown aboard. Bridgman, a .231 clip through 3 games, 2 RBIs. Both of those RBIs coming back on Sunday at Danville. Brown, no steal attempts yet. Ogle tried to get me over off speed there, nothing doing, and it's a ball and no strikes. Justin Bridgman, listed as a shortstop, playing second base tonight. Bryce Brown gets a moderate lead and a fastball on the inner third called strike, 1-1 to Princeton's second baseman, Justin Bridgman. As I mentioned, comes into tonight in his 4th professional game, played 3 previous games. He's going to lift this one into right field. That's going to be in foul territory. Long run for Benitez. It's going to land around the Princeton bullpen for an innocent foul ball. It's now 1-2, though, to Bridgman. I'm interested to see if maybe Danny Schaefer. Princeton hasn't been able to run much, mainly because they've been behind in a lot of games, so haven't had a chance to run. But interested to see here maybe if Danny Schaefer puts Bryce Brown in motion just to kind of maybe get things kick-started. 1-2 forthcoming from Ogle. The southpaw will throw over to first base. Back standing is Bryce Brown without a tag. Ogle works from the third base side of the rubber like his opponent tonight. Unlike his opponent tonight, I should say. Zach Trajan, the right-hander, works almost clear across on the first base. This is blooped into shallow center field. Going to be a long run for somebody, and nobody's going to get to it. And it's a base hit for Justin Bridgman. Moving on to second is Bryce Brown. And now Princeton here in business with the bloop single by Bridgman. First and second, nobody out. Maybe Princeton taking a page out of the Bristol playbook. Out of the 16 hits that Bristol had last night, only 3 extra bases. The grand slam by Brands and also 2 doubles. But even a lot of the singles weren't line drives. They were bloops into the outfield. Ground singles through a hole somewhere. It's going to bring to the plate Seaver Whalen. He rips at a fastball to no avail. He's behind 0-1. Whalen, hitting a $111 coming into tonight. 2 runs scored and an RBI. Didn't have a hit last night. Did score, however, in his time. This ball just barely gets away from Raul Hernandez, the Bristol catcher. He threw down to second as Bryce Brown almost got caught in no man's land. He was back standing. Got back about a step ahead of the tag from the second baseman, Jimenez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Away from first is Bridgman. At second is Brown. The 1-1 is another cut and miss by Whalen. He's behind 1-2. Whalen getting a second consecutive start at the hot corner like Bridgman. Whalen in his 4th game here, starting for the 4th time in 7 for Princeton. 1-2, and this one is going to bounce off the catcher's mask of Raul Hernandez. Both runners move up a base. Brown takes a turnaround third as the ball went towards the Princeton dugout. And now 2 runners in scoring position here for Whalen, who has evened the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch barely made it to home plate before it bounced off the mask of Hernandez. Maybe a foot or so even out in front of home plate. So now 2-2. Second, third, nobody out. Whalen will take up high, and it's 3-2. Whalen will be followed by Jose Tontone and then Kevin Santiago. Whalen bats 7th in the lineup here tonight. He also batted 7th last night. Mentioned he scored a run. That came on Andrew Miller's 2-run homer in the 7th after Whalen reached on an error to begin that inning. Bristol not sharp in the field last night. 4 errors for the Pirates. Princeton not much to brag about. They had 2. Full count pitch, and it's outside, and we'll have the bases loaded for Jose Tontone. Princeton did not have the bases loaded last night. Jose is due as he comes up here to bat. Batting below 100 at 083. Has scored a run. He's 1 for 12 this season with 5 strikeouts. If you're looking for a silver lining here for Tontone as he comes up to bat, in that 1 for 12, he is 1 for 4 off of left-handed pitchers. He's getting his 4th start here tonight. 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position in his early Appalachian League career. A golden opportunity here for Jose Tontone. Bases loaded. Bryce Brown at third, Bridgman at second, and the full count walk to Whalen has him at first. And Princeton trailing by a 3-0 score, bottom of the second. A chance to really do some damage here for the Rays. First pitch by Ogle was taken up high, ball 1. Third baseman to Jesus in on the grass, maybe expecting a bunt. Middle infield plays for 2, and playing at the cut of the grass is the first baseman, Fuentes. No one holding on any runners. The 1-0 is on the inside corner, 1-1. Good delivery there by Ogle. Tontone would have been all tied up had he been able to get a hold of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a little line drive at the third baseman and a double off as Whalen got a little aggressive at first base. Always got to freeze on the liners. He'll be out 5-3, and the line out takes the wind out of the sails of the Rays a little bit with the double play. Both Brown and Bridgman got back without incident, but Whalen was 30, 35 feet away from the base whenever the soft liner was caught by DeJesus. So that'll bring up Kevin Santiago. Santiago, last chance here for Princeton to scratch across something in what started with bases loaded and nobody out. Ogle delivers, and it's popped up. First pitch swinging. In comes the left fielder, Lantigua. He waits for it. A can of corn for him. Princeton loads the bases on one hit. They can't get anybody across. They trail 3-0 as we go to the third. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 1033theway.com.
Do you have a business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Our first Happy League of the update, or our first Happy League update of the evening, as we start the top of the third Happy League update presented by Chick-fil-A of Oakville Road in Princeton, where right now you can get a 30-piece chicken nugget, 4 medium fries, and a gallon of sweet tea for only $25. That's part of their family meal deal only at Chick-fil-A of Oakville Road in Princeton. Tied at 2 in Kingsport between Elizabethton and the Mets. They play the bottom of the fourth, top of the third. Bluefield trails at Pulaski at 2-0. Of course, our score here, 3-0. Danville has a lone run across. That came in the top of the first. They lead Burlington by a count of 1-0. And Greenville in charge early over Johnson City. They play the top of the third in the Tri-Cities. It's 3-0 Astros over the Cardinals. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Bristol Pirates, Rosario, Lantigua, and Fuentes. 2 of the 3 batters reached base back in the first inning in the 3-run first for the Pirates. Strike 1 delivered by Trajan on the outer third, and he starts Rosario off here in the third at 0-1. Rosario walked and scored on the single by Hernandez in the first inning. Takes ball 1, and it's now even. Another nice job of catching the outside corner by Trajan, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scooped up in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rosario did not start last night, getting a chance here tonight. One of the veterans, probably I'd have to guess, in the Appy League. 24-year-old is going to bounce it down to first. Devin Davis will take it himself, and there's now been 5 retired in a row by Trajan. I know a very small number, but still. 5 in a row retired here. Retired to side in order in the second. I'll bring to the plate Edison Lantigua. Lantigua was retired as Trajan got his only strikeout thus far in the game, as he sent Lantigua down on strike swinging. He bloops a single into left field. It's going to get down in front of Bryce Brown, and just like that, 5 in a row retired is history for Trajan. Lantigua aboard here with 1 out in the third. 3-0 Bristol leads it, and it'll bring to the plate the cleanup hitter, Wasker Fuentes. Fuentes has been a menace to Princeton thus far. He singled and scored. He fouls the first pitch he sees in this at bat in the third. Back off to the right. Fuentes and Rosario were the 2 that scored on the single by Hernandez. 2 RBI ground single under a diving glove of Devin Davis, and the error allowed Matt Diorio to score. 0-1, a get me over breaking ball. I don't know where that one was, but it's called a ball by Justin Whitten. Looks like a pretty good pitch to me. A very conservative lead by Lantigua at first. Now Fuentes gets ready for the 1-1, and this is ripped into left field, and Bryce Brown will cut it off. Kind of had to reach back to his right. All of his body weight was taking him to the left and backhanded it to the left to keep it from getting by him there. Back-to-back singles into left field, and Bristol slowly setting up shop here in the top half of the third, Matt DiOrio, the left-handed hitting designated hitter, will dig in. He worked a full count walk to load the bases back in the first inning against Zach Trajan, and really that's where Trajan you kind of sense was maybe in a little bit of trouble after that 3-2 walk to DiOrio. Then he gave up the single on a 1-2 count to Raul Hernandez. Good velocity there as DiOrio can't catch up to the fastball. Trajan ahead 0-1. Zach Trajan, 42 innings last year for the Gulf Coast League affiliate Rays. 229 opponents hit that off of him. 10 games, 7 starts, struck out 29 in 42 innings. But I think what's most impressive about Trajan is he delivers ball one. I think what's most impressive about Trajan is the fact he only walked 6 in those 42 innings, had an ERA of just under 2.5 at 2.36. First and second, 1 out, top of the third for Bristol. DiOrio bats. Trajan will pitch, and it's up and in, 2 balls and a strike. Zach Trajan, as we mentioned early, drafted as a 17-year-old in June of 2016, will not turn 19 until September 2nd, so Labor Day weekend. 2-1, DiOrio lifts this one into right field, going back at the wall, and it is going to get over the fence. Home run for Bristol. Just out of the reach of the right fielder, Jose Tontone, and just like last night, Bristol ahead 6-0. It was 9-0 after 4. It's going to be at least 6-0 after 3. Matt DiOrio, his first home run since last season with the New York Penn League West Virginia Black Bears. He had 2 home runs last year, and he has his first home run this season. 3-run blast scores Lantigua and scores Fuentes. Raul Hernandez, who is responsible for 2 of the 6 runs batted in, he'll dig in here. With nobody on and 1 out and 3 already in, this is rolled to shortstop. Should be a pretty easy play for Santiago, and then he throws it away. E6, and Hernandez will reach after the throwing error by Santiago. Doesn't get much more routine than that. Had to go about 2-3 steps maybe towards the second base bag, but that ball just a cue shot right to Santiago, and then he misses Devin Davis by 5 feet at first base. You can just almost see by the body language of Zach Trajan how frustrated he is right now. He feels like he's making some pretty decent pitches. Bristol's capitalizing on him, and his defense doing no favor. Second error by Princeton in the third inning. Or second error through 3 innings, I should say, by Princeton. They don't have 2 in this inning, just 2 for the game. That'll bring up to the plate Johan DeJesus. DeJesus earlier in the game recorded the 3rd out in the first inning as he was roughly tagged after hitting a roller up the first base line. Trajan fielded himself about 2/3 the way up the line and tagged DeJesus, and DeJesus was caught off balance and kind of lost his balance a little bit as Trajan went to go tagging. 1-0 is delivered, and it's a ball and 1 strike. Appeared this inning may go as the second did. Trajan went 3 up, 3 down, got Rosario on an innocent bouncer to first base to start the third, then back-to-back singles. Put runners at first and second to 1-1 fouled back. Then DiOrio, the blast, his first homer. Bristol, by the way, second in home runs coming in to tonight in the Appalachian League as a team. They had 8, now they have 9 on the season. DiOrio, the home run, and then the throwing error by Santiago allowing Hernandez to reach. 1-2 by Trajan is bounced in the dirt as Ronaldo Hernandez of Princeton keeps it in front of him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can almost feel just the air come out of this place as that ball was out of the reach of Tontone, and Diorio lifted one over the fence. Pretty good atmosphere early on, and it has definitely died off. 2-2 is bounced towards Santiago. He'll shovel on to second for 1, the relay, and plenty of time. 6-4-3 is the double play put out as Bristol is retired, but not before 3 runs on it, 3 hits, and Bristol doubles their lead from 3-6. This is Princeton Rays Baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 103.3theway.com.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
6-0 lead for the Bristol Pirates as we get ready for the bottom of the third. It's the top of the Princeton order. Chester, Rutherford, and Hernandez. Really a big shift in momentum from in the bottom of the second and the top of the third. Princeton bases loaded, nobody out in the second. Jose Tontone, a soft liner to third base. Seaver Whalen, who was at first at the time, a base running blunder, didn't freeze on the line drive and was thrown out at first base on a double off, and then Santiago first pitch swinging. So Princeton going from bases loaded, nobody out to out of the inning without a run in about a 4-pitch span, and then Bristol with 3 runs in the top of the third to really turn this game sideways in favor of Bristol. Carl Chester, speaking of first pitch swinging, he'll take a rip at the first one. Raul Hernandez over to get it, and he dropped it over near the Princeton dugout. He got the jello legs as he went towards that dugout. Really was almost chopping his feet, and you almost sensed he may drop that one. So it'll just go down as a foul ball against Chester. He'll be behind 0-1, but at least he's not out. He'll get a second chance here. Chester 0-for-1 in the game. Struck out swinging on a 2-2 pitch. That's the only strikeout of the game for Braden Ogle to this point. Ogle much more solid here than he was in his first start. Chester lays down a bunt, going to be a tough play for Hernandez, but he gets Chester, had to spin around and get the speedy Chester. Put out goes 2-3, and there's one gone in the Princeton home half of the third. Rutherford will bat now. Zach Rutherford. He is 0-for-1 in tonight's game. As we mentioned in his first at bat, Rutherford 150 hitter entering last night. Got it up to 200, and that 2-for-5 had a single and the 3-run homer. He takes up high ball 1 here. Zach Rutherford, I thought, did a pretty good job at shortstop. I'll be interested to see with Santiago's there here early on. If we don't see Rutherford, he's going to give this one a ride into deep left center field, going back against the track, and hauling that one is Lantigua, and Rutherford is retired. So just 4 pitches thrown and 2 outs for Ogle here in the third. And now Ronaldo Hernandez will try to extend the inning here in the third like he did in the first. one of 2 Princeton hits in the game, a 2-out double. Just got out of the reach of the diving right fielder, Luis Benitez. A get-me-over breaking pitch there, and it's 0-1 on Ronaldo Hernandez. He wore the collar last night, 0 for 5. Already off that tonight with the double here in the first inning. Asked for time and is granted. So a brief delay in the action. Gave you an Appy League update to begin the top of the third. Try to do that here in the top of the fourth, except give you a a Rays update. All the affiliates in action. Montgomery trying to fit 2 in tonight with Pensacola. They were suspended last night in the Panhandle of Florida. This runs inside to Hernandez, so we'll have Pensacola and Montgomery playing 2. Everyone else only playing 1 tonight, including Tampa, who's finishing their 3-game set with Pittsburgh. We'll check in on the Pirates and the Rays here before we start the top of the fourth. 2-1 to Hernandez, bounces in the dirt, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Chester and Rutherford retired very quickly. Kind of a first inning, kind of a mirror image of the third inning. Chester and Rutherford down in that inning on just 7 pitches. Ronaldo grounds 1 foul down the third baseline, runs the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Princeton and Bristol, second of 3. Full count pitch is backhanded in the dirt, and Ronaldo Hernandez will stride down to first after a 2-out walk. Third walk issued tonight by Ogle. He'd walked Brown and Whalen previously. Now Devin Davis will be the batter. He probably feels like he was robbed of a hit back in the first inning. He hit a sharp bouncer to third base, and a diving play made by DeJesus robbed Davis. He's fooled here as he chases a breaking ball out in front, 0-1. One is taken for a strike on the inside corner, and it's now 0-2 to Davis. Davis is out in front 2-0 before he grounded out 5-3 in the first. Now he's behind 0-2, just gets a piece. That one catches the backstop of the Pirates, Raul Hernandez, in the shin guard as it goes behind home plate. Count remains 2 strikes. Great summer night here in Mercer County's county seat, as Davis will be tagged out as he chases another bad breaking ball. Princeton gone after they strand a man on the 2-out walk by Hernandez. Princeton down by a half dozen, 6-0. We've played 3 full. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way, online at 103.3theway.com.
Do you have a business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Top of the fourth, about ready to get underway, is a pitching change for Princeton as Zach Trajan only goes 3 innings tonight. We'll get you his final line here in just a moment here, but a pitching change for Princeton. And I actually have not heard an announcement yet. I kind of forgot that Princeton even had a man down in the bullpen here, so we'll wait for the announcement as New pitcher for Princeton goes through his final warm-up tosses. And it is number 13 for Princeton. That is Thomas LeBron. And get you Thomas's line here in just a second. 2 appearances, 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, gave up 5 earned runs, has struck out 5 and walked 3, in his work thus far this season. He'll face Melvin Jimenez, Luis Perez, and Luis Benitez here in the top of the 4th inning. LeBron (0-1) delivered by LeBron, and it's blocked in the dirt by Jimenez. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last outing for LeBron, 2 2/3 innings, blew a save against Danville, gave up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 3, and struck out 2. The 1-1 is fouled down the third base line. Jimenez got a pretty good piece of it, but could not steer it fair as he tried to wait on the ball to travel through the zone. The 1-2 is popped into shallow center, gliding into the alley. Chester will give way to the left fielder, Bryce Brown, and there's 1 up and 1 down here in the top half of the 4th. As promised, a Rays report presented by the Willow Gift Gallery here to start the top of the 4th inning as Luis Perez digs in. Good pitching matchup tonight in Pittsburgh. Chris Archer of Tampa opposing Jamison Tyon of the Pirates, and as advertised, scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd inning at PNC Park. Durham trails Indy on the road in the 3rd inning by a score of 2-0. Perez takes ball 1. Pensacola and Montgomery resuming last night's game that was suspended. They're in the 8th inning. Pensacola up 2-1 on the Biscuits. Port Charlotte leads Tampa in the 4th, but they're in a lightning delay in Florida. Bowling Green up on Lansing 3-2 in the 3rd. And Hudson Valley trails Lowell in the 4th, 1-0. How about the wild one last night in Hudson Valley? The 1-1 pitch by LeBron is in the dirt, and it's now 2-1. After Hudson Valley tied it up in the 9th, they went to extras. Lowell took a 7-5 lead in the 11th, but Hudson Valley, with 3 in the bottom, to win on a walk-off, 8-7. The Renegades now 6-2 on the season. This ball is drilled deep into right field, going back and leaping up, and it's off the wall, out of the reach of Tontone, and into second goes Perez, and it's a 1-out double for Luis Perez, his first hit of the night. And for Bristol, they have another man in scoring position here in the 4th inning. Tontone's really been getting a workout against that right field wall tonight. Challenged Diorio's home run ball in the 3rd inning and almost got to that one, but it was off the wall. So 1 on and 1 out for the top of the order, and it's Luis Benitez. He takes up high, ball 1. Princeton down by a half dozen here. It's 6-0. Things not going well for Princeton tonight or through the first 7. The Rays are 1-6. LeBron delivers, and Benitez fouls this one back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball inside, and 2 balls and a strike to Luis Benitez, the leadoff hitter. 1 for 2 tonight. He had the infield single, was later picked off of second in the 1st, and then hit a lazy fly ball to left field in the 2nd. I really shouldn't say lazy, because that ball had Bryce Brown striding back through the warning track. This one is grounded up the middle for a single. The runner, Perez, will be held as he came around 3rd, and it's runners on the corners and 1 out after the 2nd hit of the game for Benitez. He has back-to-back multi-hit games now after a 2-for-5 effort last night, And with runners on the aforementioned corners, we'll have Henry Rosario batting for Bristol. Henry Rosario 0 for 1 in the game. Led off the third inning by grounding out to Devin Davis, 3 unassisted. Also walked and scored. That came back in the first inning. Check on Benitez. He's back, head first dive. Davis had the ball trickle away from him just a couple of feet. Perez creeped down the third baseline and then raced back quickly. Did not draw a throw back across the diamond from Davis to the third baseman, Seaver Whalen. Delivery by LeBron. This ball is drilled into right field. Going back, Tontone. He looks up, and this one is over everything. Another 3-run bomb for Bristol, and it's a laugher. Pirates up 9-0. Rosario with his second home run of the year in RBIs, number 3, 4, and 5 on the season. Second home run into right field after Matt DiOrio cracked one over the right field fence, but Rosario's much, much deeper. It's like a replay of last night whenever Bristol was up 9-0 in the fourth. Edison Lantigua will bat. 1 for 2 in the game. Scored on DiOrio's home run in the third after he singled with 1 out. Also struck out. That's the only strikeout by Princeton pitching thus far in the game. LeBron delivers 0-1. He's quickly ahead now as he's working a little bit faster than he did previously. Now 0-2. LeBron, and he'll punch out Lantigua. Lantigua let him take the bat off his shoulder, and he's good morning, good afternoon, and good night gone in 3 pitches. Well, we got a quick second here to the final line on Zach Trajan. Zach Trajan tonight on a good outing for him. 3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 of those earned, 2 walks, and struck out 1, and gave up the home run to DiOrio. Fuentes will dig in now. He has a 1-1 count on him after the 0-1 runs down into Mother Earth. Fastball delivery by LeBron. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fuentes trying to make it 3 straight trips with a hit here. Blasted a single back through the box in the first and hit a line drive single into left field. Takes a cut at the 0-2, and he'll waste it, or the 1-2, excuse me. He'll waste it foul. Back to the screen. Count remains. ERA for Zach Trajan was 13.5. Rose to over 14 now with his effort tonight. Another foul ball off the bat of Fuentes, and once again stays 1-2. Princeton really, I think, trying to just search for answers right now. Starters haven't been good. The bullpen hasn't been great. The offense has been, I don't know if you call the offense hasn't been bad. Haven't been getting hits at the right time. 2-2 to Fuentes. Once again, another foul. Third one of the at-bat. This one gets over everything. But Princeton really had their opportunity. You're thinking, all right, down 3-0 in the second. No panic. We got the bases loaded here, nobody out. And next thing you know, Princeton is out in the field defensively in the top of the third without a run. Another foul ball again. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Thomas LeBron working for the first time since he blew the save at Danville. Came back on Sunday. This ball is drilled deep into left field, hooking and foul. Princeton catches a break there. Fuentes sent that one for a ride, but plenty foul. And it'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. 5th foul ball, by the way, of the at-bat. And a line drive into left field. Bryce Brown over to cut it off shy of the warning track. A wide turn around first. Fuentes will halt there, and it's a 2-out double. The rich get richer. For Bristol, their 9th hit of the game after having 16 last night. They're over halfway there. We're not even quite to the halfway point of tonight's game. Gonzo making a trip out to the mound, the pitching coach Jose Gonzalez. Only the second time out for him tonight. He was out 2 times in the first couple of innings last night, so not as many steps being taken by Jose Gonzalez. The 2-out single will keep the inning alive for Bristol, and the designated hitter Matt DiOrio, who has one of the 2 3-run homers in the game, 1 for 1. The home run, 3 RBIs, also walked and scored in the first inning, takes way outside. As lunging into the right-handed batter's box after that one was Hernandez for the Rays. No action in the Princeton bullpen, if you're wondering, after the 3-run homer. This ball into right field. Tontone will not get to it. Around second and heading for third is Fuentes, and riding into second base is DiOrio. So second and third after the double. DiOrio, halfway to the cycle, has a double and a home run after he shoots a double into right field. Luckily, Tontone got over there before that ball got all the way into the corner and started bouncing around near the foul pole. Raul Hernandez, 1 for 2, singled and was stranded at, had the 2 RBI single, had the 2 RBI single in the first, and then advanced all the way to third on the error on the same play by Hernandez, and now is behind 0-1 here in his 3rd trip to the plate tonight. Ground ball to Santiago. Off-balance throw will get Hernandez barely. Throw by Santiago almost brought Davis off the bag, but the putout goes 6-3. But another 3-run blast by the Pirates has them up by a score of 9-0 as we go to the home half of the 4th. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 1033theway.com.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Listen to baseball. Great evening to listen to baseball. If you're sitting out on your porch or maybe sitting out by the fire, whatever it may be, at your office desk still, if you're maybe listening to us through our stream on the West Coast or wherever you may be, thank you for taking us along tonight as we play the bottom half of the 4th. It's a great night for baseball, not been a great night, particularly for the Rays here. They trail Bristol 9-0. As I mentioned, home half of the 4th, Bryce Brown, Justin Bridgman, and Seaver Whalen due up for the Princeton Rays. Bryce Brown will dig in. He had a 4-pitch walk in the second and got all the way to third before he was stranded. And that was part of whenever Princeton loaded the bases. He takes a cut at the first pitch, and he'll start 0-1 after he fouls it away. Fouls that away to begin his second plate appearance tonight. Bryce Brown out of Walker, Louisiana, straight out of the Bayou. 0-1 to Brownie, takes another rip and fouls this one back behind 0-2. Bryce Brown played at the Southwest Athletic Conference School, Jackson State in Jackson, Mississippi. 6 foot, 180 pounds, speedy outfielder. He's behind 0-2, and he is gone as he goes down on strike. Second strikeout of the game for Ogle, as there's one out in the bottom of the fourth. Justin Bridgman will be your batter.
Justin Bridgman.
Bridgman followed Brown's leadoff walk in the second with Princeton's second hit of the game at the time. A single. Actually, Princeton only has 2 hits in the game. He looped a single into center field. He'll bat here. Nobody on him, 1 out. Takes at the letters, and it's 0-1. Justin Bridgman, a very good outfielder coming from Reno, Nevada. Stayed right there in town. Did Bridgman, played for the University of Nevada at Reno, or just known as the University of Nevada. 28th round pick in this past year's draft. Second team All Mountain West as a senior. He's ahead 2-1 here. Was on the All Mountain West tournament team in 2016. This past year batted .313 with a homer and 18 RBIs. Batted over .350 as a junior. This one's lifted into center field. Should be an easy play for the center fielder, Rosario, and it is. And quickly, 2 gone in the Princeton half here of the fourth. Seaver Whalen drew a walk, a good at bat for him. For Seaver, ran the count full against Ogle, one of the 3 walks that have been issued by Braden Ogle here tonight. Whalen not a good move on the base pass. This one will get into no man's land in left field and will drop near the foul line, and Whalen is aboard with 2 outs here. Princeton's third hit
to tonight's
of
50-50 winner, Larry Wiley of Narrows, Virginia.
Evening. Whalen, after he drew that walk, he loaded
Now
the
back to the
bases.
Rays. Right fielder number
Jose
16,
Tontone came up just like he is right now. And Jose Tontone came up and hit a very soft liner to the third base. Whalen was wandering off first and was doubled off. First pitch swinging by Tontone. It'll be out of play off to the left. And it'll be 0-1 against the right fielder for Princeton, who's absolutely got a workout tonight, chasing everything that's been hit his way by the left-handed bats of the Bristol Pirates. Behind 0-1, Whalen hardly any lead at first. This one bounces. Whalen off with Reddit. Rolls about halfway down the third base line. The second wild pitch uncorked tonight by Ogle. It will allow Whalen to move up to second base. Jose Tontone, 6'1", 205 pounds. Almost looks a part of a linebacker up there. Playing right field. Batted right at the Mendoza line last year. Batted 200, 27 for 135, 18 runs, 2 homers, 15 RBIs. Squirts this one foul off to the right side, and now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The big thing for Tontone, at least last year professionally, there's 135 at bats, had 56 strikeouts, and only drew 13 walks. Tontone will be down on strikes here. 2 strikeouts in the inning. A innocent single in the middle for the Rays. 1 left, no runs. Princeton down 9-0 after 4. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 103.
Do you have a business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Top of the fifth, we go Princeton down by 9. This is the same spot they were in last night, so weird things happen. It's baseball. Crazy things happen. Princeton down 9-0. Bristol, 9 runs on 11 hits. They've committed 1 error. Princeton has been shut out thus far on 3 hits, and they've committed 2 fielding errors. For Bristol here, the only man not to bat in the 4th inning will lead off the 5th. That's Johan DeJesus. Bristol sent 8 men to the plate in the 4th inning. Johan DeJesus, Melvin Jimenez, and Luis Perez. 7-8-9 due up for Bristol.
Now batting for the Pirates, the third baseman, number 15, Johan DeJesus.
DeJesus is 0 for 2 thus far in the game. Ended the 3rd inning by hitting into a room service double play, 6-4-3. Also grounded out 1 unassisted against the starter, Zach Trajan. Takes this one and fouls it at home plate to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. DeJesus, 3 hits last night. Average shot way up there as he takes on the inner third for a strike. He was batting .050 coming into last night, was DeJesus. Average after his 3 for 6 effort last night went up to 154. So still got some work to do to get that thing above the Mendoza line, but he's on the right track. This one chopped foul behind home plate. I think caught a piece of Ronaldo Hernandez as it made its way towards the backstop. DeJesus this year in that 154 coming into tonight. The average has dipped since with the 0 for 2, but had struck out 10 times coming into tonight. Not good when you struck out more times than games you've played. LeBron delivers, and he almost clips DeJesus. This one goes all the way to the backstop. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Princeton down 9-0 here, looking just for any sort of momentum here. This one is lifted into left field, strolling back and a couple steps shy of the track. Brown has it, and there's 1 out in the top of the 5th. That'll bring to the plate Melvin Jimenez, who has kept Bryce Brown busy back there. Brown made a nice defensive play as a feet-first slide in the second robbed Jimenez of a hit on a line out, and then a more pedestrian fly out in the 4th inning retired Jimenez. He chops 1 foul down the first base line. It's 0-1 after a foul ball. LeBron kicks and delivers this one outside. Princeton, most likely, unless something turns around here tonight, going to be looking to try to salvage the 3rd game of this series, just like they were trying to do at Danville. They did succeed. This one is in on the hands, a lazy pop-up in the infield. Bridgman calls off Davis, and LeBron, after a rough 4th inning, has retired the first 2 he's faced here in the 5th. Princeton really should have got 2 out of 3 at Danville. We discussed that in game 1 here against Bristol. Had the blown save in game 2 of that series. Next, it did salvage the 3rd one. Luis Perez digs in. He's 1 for 2. His last at bat had a double, and then scored on the home run by Rosario. He starts off this at bat with a ball. This one dips in the dirt, now 2-0. First at bat for Perez came in the 2nd. Had a ball into shallow center field that Carl Chester tracked down for the 2nd out, and what was the only time the Pirates have been retired in order on 3 flyouts. Cuts through a fastball there, 2-1. LeBron, however, trying to retire Bristol for the second time in 5 innings. Last night, Bristol not retired in order once. The only time Princeton faced the minimum inning either was in the 6th. After a leadoff single last night in the 6th, it was at the time Juan Carlos Arias induced a double play and then got a strikeout to end the inning. 3-1 on Perez, and Bristol won't be retired in order here as a single will fall into center field. A 2-hit night for Luis Perez. We'll cycle through the order back to the top. Luis Benitez, who already has a 2-hit game, he will come up. He's at 2-3. Actually wanted to bring up while Perez was batting there, but I think that as we go along in this Happy League season, I could be completely wrong about this, but I think that Miguel Perez, the manager of Bristol, I think he's going to have a difficult decision here because, as we've seen, Luis Perez, the shortstop tonight, can really hit the ball. But Nick Valleca, who's beginning to get healthy for Bristol, he's a problem for teams as we have a line drive into right center field. It's going to go all the way to the wall. This is going to bring home Perez, and digging for third is Benitez, and he will be in. It's a stand-up triple. I don't think that was a good route by Tontone. Maybe could have taken a little bit more better route efficiency and cut that off. Went all the way to the wall, but it's now even 10-0 for Bristol. The lead is now. But I was just getting ready to say that Nick Valleca is a really good shortstop, and I think you got to keep his bat in the lineup. But as Luis Perez, who just scored on that triple, was proven, he's a problem for teams. So I think maybe Miguel Perez is going to have to get creative on how to keep both those guys in there on a fairly regular basis. Henry Rosario comes up the bat. He'll take in the dirt, 1-0. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Drew a walk and scored in the first, and then had the big blast in the 4th inning, a 3-run homer. Trying to add insult to injury here. He'll take inside 2-0. Off of third now, or away from third, is Luis Benitez. His first triple of the season, actually his first extra base hit of the season. Definitely has the speed. This is into the left center gap, gets over the head of Bryce Brown. It's going to go to the wall. He'll cut it off and hold Rosario to a double, and it's 11-0. Run scoring double brings in Benitez, and Rosario with his 4th RBI of the game. He now has 6 in the season. That's the 3rd double for Henry, or 3rd double this season for Henry Rosario. Action in the Princeton bullpen, and it's going to be Phoenix Sanders warming up for Princeton. He was warming up late last night. I didn't mention his name, but Phoenix was definitely warming up last night and did not get in the game, though. Rosa was laboring a little bit there late for Princeton. I really thought we was going to see Sanders, but Rosa got out of it. After the run-scoring double, Edison Lantigua, he'll bat. Ball outside, and Lantigua 1 for 3 in the game. The 2 outs he has produced. He has struck out once swinging and once looking. So struck out looking on 3 pitches in the 4th inning against Thomas Lebron, who is now pitching. This ball skied into center field. Chester in, and he will grab it. Princeton has the side retired, but not before 2 runs scored on 3 hits and a man is left. It's 11-0 as we've played 4.5 here at Honeycutt Field. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 103.3 The Way.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at
Princeton
Ramey.
Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
Back here, Honeycutt Field, bottom of the 5th we go. And before we get to the batters here, an Appy League update presented by Chick-fil-A of Oakville Road in Princeton. It's now summertime, and what better way to celebrate summer with a watermelon lemonade from Chick-fil-A Sweet Watermelon with tangy hand-squeezed lemonade with a refreshing mint watermelon lemonade right now at Chick-fil-A of Oakville Road in Princeton. Elizabethton and Kingsport go back and forth. Twins on top, bottom of the 6th, 5-4. Pulaski's open up a 5-1 lead at Calfee Park on the Blue Jays. They play the top of the 6th there. Danville has added on another run. They now double their lead to 2-0, top of the 6th over Burlington. And Greenville still hanging on to a 4-2 lead as they visit the Cardinals of Johnson City, bottom of the 5th, just actually went to the top of the 6th in the Tri-Cities. Our score here, all Bristol right now, 11-0, bottom of the 5th for Princeton, bottom of the order with Kevin Santiago, and then back to the top for Carl Chester and Zach Rutherford.
Number 22.
Second
Santiago.
at bat for Kevin Santiago, flew out to left field back in the 2nd. That officially killed the rally for Princeton after having the bases loaded and nobody out. Santiago recorded the 3rd out as Princeton was unable to get anybody in. Actually swung at the first pitch. Did Santiago. He took the first pitch to start this at bat, 1-0, and it's now 2-0. Good pitch, appeared to be anyway, by Ogle, but just below the knees, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Braden Ogle trying to factor in the decision here. He's 0-1. Was the loser at Johnson City. His teammate Travis McGregor factored in the decision last night. 5 very, very strong innings by McGregor. This one will go looping into right field, but will carry out to Benitez. Good contact on that one, but it is an out. 1 gone, bottom half of the 5th. And like his teammate Travis McGregor, Braden Ogle almost as highly touted. We told you, McGregor, the 14th rated prospect in the Pirates organization, 2 spots behind him. We'll find the left-handed throwing Braden Ogle. Inside ball 1 to Carl Chester as we flip the order over. Chester, last at bat, tried to lay down a bunt. Was out 2-3 and struck out swinging in the 1st, looking for his first hit. This runs inside. He's ahead 2-0. The one-time draft pick out of high school to the Milwaukee organization. Carl Chester, 38th round draft pick out of high school. Was very highly touted out of high school. He's now ahead 3-0. Was rated as the 68th best high school player in his senior class by Perfect Game. High school All-American by the same organization. 2016 All-ACC 3rd team, and that means you're doing something. Taken all the way to bring it to 3-1 is Carl Chester. Last year, as the Canes went all the way to the College World Series, Chester was the Coral Gables all-region player for that particular tournament. The most outstanding player of the region. There we go. I was trying to put words in my mouth that I could not come up with. This year, a little bit of a downtick for Chester. Only hit 281, 41 runs, 4 homers, 30 RBIs. That came on the heels of a 336 season for Chester as a junior. That was his all-ACC season. Didn't drive in as many runs, 29. Hit 2 homers. One of the 2 losses last year in Omaha for the Canes of Miami came to the eventual national runner-up, the Arizona Wildcats. Chester is aboard here with a lead, or with a 1-out walk, I should say, to start the 5th inning. Carl Chester, 12th round pick this year, as a junior.
The designated hitter
We
number
played 3
10,
years. Of course, I like
Zach
that rule with baseball,
Rutherford.
how you either you get drafted out of high school and you stay professional, or you can play 3 years. I really like that rule. Zach Rutherford will dig in now. He takes inside. Ball almost gets away from Hernandez. He had to dive back across his body near where Rutherford was camped out in the right-handed batter's box to get a hold of that one. Zach Rutherford 0 for 2. Trying to find his way aboard here as Princeton can hopefully get something started. He's ahead 2-0. Grounded out to second in the first and flew out in the third inning to left field, did Rutherford. He and Chester provided some spark last night at the top of the order. Haven't done yet tonight. This one is popped up and it's going to get over the overhang here at Honeycutt Field and be foul 2-1. Talked a lot last night about Rutherford's defense. And tonight, getting the night off from the field. But just briefly touched on it earlier when he was up that I think as good as he is defensively, and we've seen Santiago even struggle with the most routine plays, Rutherford, I feel like made some really good defensive plays last night. I wouldn't be surprised if he's your everyday shortstop moving forward for Princeton. Just got to get that bat going. He showed some pop last night, obviously, with a 3-run homer. I really think Rutherford might be at that shortstop hole defensively to stay. He has it full on him here. 1 out after the walk to Rutherford with 1 on. The payoff pitch, it shatters the bat. It will be caught on the outfield grass, edge of the outfield grass by the shortstop, Luis Perez, and there are 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th.
With materials from Raleigh Tile of Princeton.
The 3-hole hitter and catcher for Princeton tonight, Ronaldo Hernandez, will bat with 2 outs and 1 on. He's been aboard both times, doubled in the first, walked with 2 outs in the third. Both of his times he's been on base have come with 2 outs. He takes strike 1, outer third, just above the knees. It's now 0-1. Ogle delivers. It is going to get underneath the glove of a sprawling third baseman. Rattles around near the Bristol bullpen. Danny Schaefer will hold Chester at third. And for the second time in 3 plate appearances, it's another double. This time down the left field line for Hernandez. Able to get his hands in just enough and keep that ball fair as the third baseman DeJesus went head over heels tumbling to try to chase that one down. Devin Davis, a golden opportunity here to drive in a couple of runs. 0 for 2 in the game. Was all sorts of off balance his last at bat. Struck out swinging, and 2 pitches that he chased weren't even remotely close to the zone. Devin Davis this year is 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Actually make it 4 for 10 as Hernandez was in scoring position for him earlier in the game, so hit right at 400 this year as Davis with runners in scoring position. He's ahead 2-0. Raul Hernandez, the catcher for Bristol, came up, wanted to snap one down to third. DeJesus wasn't covering the bag, so that would have not been a good idea. Hernandez luckily held on to it. 2-0. Ogle trying to complete his night here, and he runs it up the stairs, 3-0. Ogle need 1 out to be the pitcher of record. Right now it would be Trajan for Princeton that would be on the hook. Davis ahead, 3-0, kick and delivery, and it's a 4-pitch walk, second one of those tonight for Ogle. Issued a 4-pitch walk to Brown in the second, 4th total walk. And speaking of walk, here comes Miguel Perez making the walk, as it looks like Ogle is going to fall 1 out shy of being able to qualify for a win. Ogle's got mouth over glove right now. That's more out of frustration or more out of conversation, but Miguel Perez is going to leave you dead. We've had action in the Bristol pen for a little while. As can't get a number on the guy down in there in the pen, but right now Bryce Brown will bat. Bases loaded. Princeton looking to get on the board. They're down 11-0. Up high, ball 1. Bryce Brown 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out looking in the 4th and walked and was stranded at third in the 2nd inning. This is called a strike, a little bit up high, but the home plate umpire, Justin Whidden, has done a pretty good job of calling that high strike tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ogle kicks and delivers and tried to backdoor a breaking ball there to no avail, and it's now 2-1. Chris McDonald, by the way, is your guy warming up in the Bristol pen. 2-1, just underneath the hands, called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Bottom of the 5th, Princeton down by a score of 11-0. Ogle, this might be it for him if he can't get Bryce Brown. He can't get Brown to chase a breaking pitch, and it's 3-2. Off of third is Chester after the 1-out walk. He advanced to third on the double by Hernandez. 2 batters later, and then the walk to Davis. Full count pitch. This one's lifted into center field. Sends the center fielder Rosario back. He catches it on the warning track. Princeton will leave him loaded after 1 hit, but no runs across. Princeton still being shut out through 5 innings. It's 11-0. This is Princeton Race Baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 103.3theway.com.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
The bullpen for Princeton, their 3rd pitcher of the night, and it is Phoenix Sanders. He's 5'10", 185 pounds. Will be the 2nd time he has pitched professionally here. 2 innings at Danville. That came back on Sunday. Gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, struck out 3, did Sanders. 22 years old, just actually turned 22, beginning of this month on June the 5th. Out of Gainesville, Florida, but was born in Augsburg, Germany. 2017 10th round pick of the Princeton, or by the Tampa organization, and assigned here to Princeton. Mentioned from Gainesville, and as most of you may know, that's where the University of Florida resides, but played his collegiate ball in South Florida. It's the University of South Florida in Tampa, so maybe one day hoping to get back from where he played college ball to the professionals. Phoenix Sanders in his 2nd professional outing will face Huáscar Fuentes, Matt Diorio, and Raul Hernandez for Bristol. That's the meat of the order, 4, 5, and 6. He delivers ball 1 to Fuentes. As I mentioned an inning ago, that Phoenix was up last night whenever Rosa was having a little bit of a rough go out there in the 9th, but Rosa eventually got out of it. Sanders did not pitch, so getting a chance here tonight. 2-0 to Fuentes, and this one is lifted into right field. Should be an easy play. It is, as Pontone tracks it and puts it away. 1 gone in the top of the 6th. Matt Diorio digs in. He's been nothing but a problem tonight for Princeton. 3 trips to the plate. He's been on all 3 times. He's scored twice. Has 3 RBIs in the game, excuse me. A 3-run homer in the 3rd, doubled in the 4th. He was stranded there. The double came with 2 outs. Also walked and scored in the 1st inning. Takes strike 1 at the knees, outer 3rd, 0-1. Matt Diorio, I just wonder, you just wonder, we saw it last year with Oscar Rojas and Jesus Sanchez whenever they came down from the New York Penn League of Hudson Valley. This one is a little cue shot, going to be a tough play for someone. Whalen's going to try to make it, but Diorio beats it out. Now Matt DiOrio, a single, a double, and a home run. Now just needs a triple for the cycle as he beats that one out. A tough play. The ball had a lot of English on it. Sanders wasn't going to be able to make the play. It was either Whalen or nobody. So a one-out infield single brings up Raul Hernandez. But just to finish my thought there, we saw last year with Sanchez and with Rojas, they came down from Hudson Valley, and those guys just ripped the cover off the ball here in Princeton. So you just wonder how much DiOrio, playing last year with the Black Bears of the Penn League, and then starting this year, just wonder how much really that's helped him out, become a better hitter. Because DiOrio last year only hit .215, so had 2 homers and 14 RBIs. This one's chopped foul off to the right. It'll be 0-2 with 1 out, and Raul Hernandez batting. Hernandez on the night, a 2 RBI single in the first that opened up the scoring. Also reached on an error by Santiago in the third and grounded out to short, where Santiago is camped out in the fourth. He looks at strike 3 there. Sanders, his 4th career strikeout, first one here tonight. That'll give Princeton 2 outs in the top of the 6th, and now the 7-hole hitter, Johan De Jesus, is looking to get a hit for the first time. 0 for 3, 2 ground balls. One of them resulted in a double play in the 3rd. He flew out in the 5th, and also a 1 unassisted. You don't see that very often. 1 unassisted in the 1st inning. Johan De Jesus, 20 years old, turns 21 the first day of August. He bounces this one to second base, and Bridgman boots it. He can't find it. Trying to go to third is DiOrio. Bridgman will fire down, and he will be out. A nice recovery by Bridgman as it'll be scored. De Jesus reaches on the error, and then trying to go to third. It'll be a put out 4-5 as DiOrio tried to advance there. So E4 for De Jesus, and then a 4-5 put out at third base. The single by DiOrio does not cost Princeton a hit, an error, 2-1 left, after 5.5. Bristol still with the lead 11-0. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Landline.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at
Princeton
Ramey.
Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
Major attention, please. Now pitching for the Pirates, number 28, Chris McDonald.
Pitching change, a reliever for the first time tonight for Bristol, called the bullpen. Chris McDonald will relieve Braden Ogle, who goes 5 innings. For Chris McDonald, his 3rd appearance of the season, 2nd with the Bristol Pirates. First outing, went 3 innings at Johnson City a week ago tomorrow. Gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, and struck out 2. His 2nd appearance overall, had an appearance with the Black Bears of the Penn League. Gave up 2 hits, hit a guy, did not give up a run in 1 inning. 6'6", a big, tall, lanky right-hander, 6'6", 220 pounds, from Livonia, Michigan. Chris McDonald Chris McDonald played at Division II Hillsdale College and has a very wild ride through professional baseball. We'll get into that here as we move along in the bottom half of the 6, 7, 8. McDonald will face Bridgman, Whalen, and Tontone. We will definitely talk about Chris McDonald because his story is almost something like in a movie. 6'6", right-hander, 22 years old, born October 7th, 1994. Bridgman will start at an 0-1 count after he after he cuts at a fastball and misses. 11-0, Bristol in large command of this one. McDonald, a little bit of a sidearm release there, really hides that ball and then comes flying out at the last second. But Chris McDonald played, as I said, collegiately at Hillsdale. He holds a school record as a two-way player, had 11 saves as a closer, and also has a school record as Bridgman lines one right down to the third baseman to Jesus, one gone in the Princeton 6th. But McDonald, two-way player for Hillsdale College, had 11 saves, which is a school record. Also had 128 RBIs in his career. Last year was 2015, excuse me. He started his professional career with the Eastside Diamond Hoppers of the United Shores Professional Baseball League. Only played a few games with them, then was signed by the Pirates and played for the GCL last year. He is ahead of the Princeton batter Seaver Whalen here. Now it's 1-1 strike. Seaver Whalen, by the way, is 1-for-1. Walked in the second, singled, and was stranded at second in the fourth inning. But Chris McDonald, after pitching for the Diamond Hoppers of the United Shores Professional Baseball League, pitched last year in the GCL, 25 1/3 innings, 3-1, 3.55 ERA, 15 strikeouts, and only walked 7 batters in those 25 innings. 1-2 to Whalen, and he will get the strikeout of Whalen. Is a nice off-speed pitch there by McDonald, his first strikeout and his appearance here tonight. Final line, by the way, on Braden Ogle, goes 5 innings, gives up 4 hits, no runs, did walk 5, but struck out 4. The final line while we're at it on Thomas LeBron for Princeton, 2 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, struck out 1 and gave up the dinger to DeOrio. A high chopper headed towards third base. DeOrio cuts off, DeJesus cuts off the shortstop Perez, and just like that, Princeton will gone in order 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 6th. We'll go to the top of the 7th. This is Princeton Rays Baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 103.3theway.com.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
Got a defensive switch to get the top of the 7th started. A new catcher in for Princeton is Mac Siebert. Siebert will relieve Ronaldo Hernandez. Got to wonder what's going on there because
9858247. That's courtesy of Wolford House Dinner Theater.
because Hernandez appeared to be okay, so you just kind of wonder what's going on there. But Max Siebert will go into the 3-hole of the Princeton lineup, and he will bat for Hernandez from here on out. Max Siebert. And Siebert will, as I mentioned, go in the 3-hole. Melvin Jimenez will lead it off for Bristol in the 7th. It'll be Jimenez, Perez, and Benitez, 8, 9, and 1. Phoenix Sanders out to work his second inning here in the top of the 7th, and it's a ball delivered to Melvin Jimenez. This one is rolled towards the second baseman. Bridgman, he's up with it and tosses on to first. Very routine put out, goes 4-3 to begin the top of the 7th. That'll bring to the plate Luis Perez, who has singled and doubled, has 2 hits in the game. As soon as I get all the scores compiled here, I'm going to get you a update for the Rays as Perez digs in, and he will take ball 1 just below the knees. That ball pumped right down Broadway. And now 2-0 on Perez. Quickly 3-0. Rays update presented by the Willow Gift Gallery. As we look at the scores from the minor league affiliates, taken all the way Perez, it's now 3-1 to the 9-hole hitter, trying to go 2 up, 2 down here. This one is fouled back towards the backstop. It trickles towards the Princeton dugout with a lot of English on it. And looking at the scores from around the affiliates tonight, as this one is grounded up first, it's going to stay fair, and going and touching the bag for 3 unassisted for the second time tonight is Perez. Rays report presented by the Willow Gift Gallery. Pittsburgh on top of Tampa, 2-0. They play the 6th. Good outing tonight by Chris Archer, just getting no run support. Durham trails Indy 4-0. They play the 6th. First game final between Montgomery and Pensacola. Biscuits fall by a score of 2-1. Game 2 just getting underway. They're in the second inning there. Benitez fouls off the first pitch he sees. Port Charlotte still in a lightning delay, but they lead Tampa 2-0 at home. Bowling Green doubling up Lansing right now on the road 8-4. And finally, something to report for you. A no-hitter going for Mikey York through 6 1/3. Mikey York, of course, in Princeton for a little while last year, has a no-hitter going for Hudson Valley over Lowell through 6 1/3 innings, and the Renegades up 2-0 in that game. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Benitez here as Sanders looks to work a perfect top of the 7th inning. He delivers the 2-2, and he'll get his second strikeout. 1, 2, 3 goes Princeton in the 7th. Goes Bristol in the 7th. It's time to stretch, and our 7th inning stretch presented by Frontline Auto Care, located across from the Mercer County Courthouse.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at
Princeton
Ramey.
Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
And it's been a long night for Princeton here. They trail it 11-0, and same pitchers in the game for Bristol. Thought I saw the umpire motion towards the mound. However, I do want to squeeze in a Appy League update here in the bottom of the 7th before Princeton comes to bat. The Appy League update presented by Chick-fil-A of Oakville Road on Princeton, now offering the new Smokehouse Barbecue Sandwich, grilled chicken on a sweet Hawaiian bun, Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, lettuce, Colby Jack cheese, and peppercorn brown sugar bacon. Limited time only at Chick-fil-A of Oakville Road in Princeton. And there is a change for Bristol in the field. It's their first baseman. Their second baseman. The new second baseman in the game for Bristol is Nelson Jorge. He will take over for Jimenez, who was the first out in the top half of the 7th. Jorge will go in the 8 hole and play second base. But in the Appy League update, as we look at scores, Elizabeth and Kingsport playing the bottom of the 8th. They're all tied up at 5. Pulaski still hanging on to a 5-2 lead, top of the 7th at home against Bluefield. Danville clinging to that 2-run advantage as they continue to shut out Burlington. And Greenville is still up by 2. It's now 5-3, however, as the Astros lead Johnson City, top of the 7th. So Kevin Santiago digs in for Princeton. He's got a 1-1 count on him, looking to reach for the first time tonight, 0 for 2. Made good contact the last time up, but the ball carried out to the right fielder for Bristol, and the right fielder Benitez able to make a pretty routine catch. 2 balls and 1 strike. McDonald delivers. This ball is shot into left field, going back into foul territory and making a nice grab on the run as he started to run towards the wall was the Bristol left fielder Lantigua. Santiago retired. 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th. That brings us back to the top of the order with Carl Chester. Carl Chester, 0 for 2 in a game, walked and advanced to third on the double by Hernandez. Hernandez, if you're just joining us, exited the game for the top of the 7th. Max Siebert now in, and Chester takes low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Chris McDonald working his second inning of relief. Retired Princeton in order. This ball is going to be just foul down the right field line. Chester had the right idea to try to take it the other way, just could not steer it fair, and it went about 2 feet foul near where the Princeton bullpen is. 1 ball, 1 strike to Princeton's leadoff hitter, but back to McDonald for a second. Retired to side in order in the bottom of the 6th. Did strike out Whalen for his only strikeout thus far in his appearance. 4 up, 4 down for Chris McDonald of Bristol. Bottom 7, Princeton down 11-0. Princeton going to be looking to try to just salvage one tomorrow night. Chester skips out of the way to avoid getting hit. He's ahead 2-1. Talked in the pregame, Princeton really needs to try to buckle down and start winning 2 out of 3. I mean, sure, you're going to be 1-7 after tonight, but no need to try to win 6 or 7 in a row. Just start winning series. Chester ahead 3-1 after McDonald runs another pitch inside on him. McDonald pacing around the mound. Just try to collect his thoughts. It's the first time he's really been struggling through 5 batters, and Chester for the second time in as many trips to the plate will walk. Another 1-out walk, just like he drew in the 6th. He gets here, or in the 5th rather, he gets here in the 7th.
Now batting
Zach
for the
Rutherford
Rays,
trying to keep his bat
designated
hot,
hitter, number 10,
trying to find his
Zach
way aboard here.
Rutherford.
2-hit game last night. Over thus far is Zach Rutherford. Zach Rutherford also 2 hits last night. His 4 RBIs have come in consecutive games. Of course, 3 last night, then had 1 against Danville in the series finale against the Braves. 0-1 as McDonald delivers. This one, he tries to run back across the plate against Rutherford. Started inside, tried to run a slider back inside. Couldn't quite get it all the way in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Chester not being held on, so Chester could almost walk to second if he wanted to. Rutherford grounds 1 foul towards the third base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Talked about the major league scores, or at least 1 score, I should say. Talked about the Pirates and the Rays. Pittsburgh up on top of Tampa, 2-0. A lot of day games, or a handful of day games anyway, going on today. Rutherford gone on to strikes for the second out here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring to the plate for the first time Max Siebert. Siebert been kind of shifting around, been catching some, been playing the infield some, most notably second. But Max Siebert, who has been all over the place in the Princeton system, is 3 for 9 this year. 2 runs, has an RBI, and also has a stolen base. Was drafted by the Braves organization in 2013, the 34th round. He spoils the first one foul. He's behind 0-1. Siebert out of Tate High School in Canton, Florida, 23 years old. Turned 24 later on in the fall. Has bounced around, takes here for ball 1. Last year, spent between Port Charlotte, the high A affiliate, and the GCL. Only played 4 games, so this is only his 7th career, or 8th career now, minor league game. This one is rifled into the right field bleachers. Everyone appears to be okay. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Chris McDonald gets a new baseball, then steps off the, as I look at it, the right side, but McDonald's left, steps off to his left just to collect himself. Chester off of first after the 1-out walk. There's now 2 outs and a 1-2 count on Max Siebert. McDonald delivers. That one tied Siebert up something terribly. He did enough just to foul it off and stays 1-2. Chris McDonald working for Bristol, second guy to work for the Pirates tonight. He's in relief of Braden Ogle, who would qualify for the win. This one is grounded past Danny Schaefer in the third base coach's box, stays a ball and 2 strikes. Ogle would improve to 1-1. Meanwhile, Princeton's Zach Trajan would fall to 0-2. Chester at first. Princeton just looking to, at this point, just avoid the shutout. There's only been 2 shutouts this year in the Appalachian League. Princeton won't scratch across anything here. Back-to-back strikeouts after the walk by McDonald. The runner left. Princeton still held scoreless, 11-0 after 7. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
Top of the 8th, Phoenix Sanders will continue to work here for Princeton
Fans throughout all of our
as
home
he will
games
face
throughout
the 2,
this
3, and 4
season.
hitters,
We'll be
Rosario,
registering fans
Antigua, and
for our
Fuentes.
WPVA
He will face Fuentes for the second time when we get to him, and he'll face everyone else for the first time. Just one hit surrendered to 7 batters by
and Alan Harper.
Sanders. He has struck out 2 thus far in 2 innings of work. Mentioned Princeton trying to avoid the shutout here as they trail 11-0 top of the 8th. Only been 2 shutouts this year in the Appalachian League. Danville has tossed one, and Elizabethton has one as well. Henry Rosario, the center fielder, will come up to bat here, and he'll roll one through the right side of the infield for his 3rd hit of the night. Single, double, and home run now for Rosario. Be a stretch for him to get a shot at the cycle, but him and Diorio is guaranteed to get another at bat. Diorio and Rosario now only a triple away from the cycle each. So lead off here for Bristol in the 8th. Antigua comes to bat. He's been a victim of the strikeout twice. Flew out his last at bat in the 5th, which ended that inning after Bristol put 2 runs on the board. Then this one is grounded foul past first base, and it will be 0-1 to Lantigua. Antigua did have a single in the 3rd. Came around to score on one of 2 3-run homers tonight. This particular one that I'm referring to is the 3-run shot by Diorio. Get me over breaking ball, called strike 2, outside corner, 0-2. Major League scores from today. Mentioned last half, a bunch of day games. Cubs edge the Nationals 5-4. They wrap up their 4-game set. Cardinals beat the Diamondbacks 10-4 out in the desert. Sanders gets a high chopper. On to second goes Whalen, and the relay is going to be a 5-4-3 double play. Erases the runner. Good piece of pitching there. Better fielding by Whalen, Bridgman, and Davis. Second double play that Princeton has rolled tonight, and it'll bring to the plate Huáscar Fuentes. Other Major League scores from today: Astros beat the Athletics 6-1. Tigers beat the Royals 7-3. Indians and Corey Kluber beat the Texas Rangers 5-1. Kluber improves to 7-2. Pirates now up 3-0 in the 7th at PNC Park. Blue Jays and Orioles wrapping up a series in Toronto. Orioles 2, Blue Jays nothing. Brewers absolutely crushing the Reds 10-1. Cincinnati's won the first 2 in that series. Red Sox 4-3 over the Twins. Mets over the Marlins 5-3. Scoreless just underway in San Diego is the Padres and Braves. Strikeout recorded to end the inning by Fuentes. Still to come tonight is Clayton Kershaw on the mound in the Freeway Series in Anaheim. 10:07 first pitch there. But Sanders faces the minimum, does give up the hit. No one left, though, for the Pirates in the top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom half. This is Princeton Rays Baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 103.3theway.com.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Bryce Brown and Justin Bridgman do up for the race. Right before we went to commercial, said that Dodgers and Angels getting underway tonight. 10:07, Clayton Kershaw on the mound for the NL leading Dodgers. 52 and 28 are the boys in blue out there in Hollywood. But I don't know if you saw it last night. Great atmosphere, by the way, for three of the first four Freeway Series games. The first two at Dodger Stadium. Last night, the series shifted to the home of the Angels in Anaheim. But don't know if you saw it. Great ending. Dodgers trailing 2-1 bottom of the ninth after the last strike. As Bonnie Randall hits a solo homer to tie the game. They go to extras. Dodgers can't score in the top of the 10. Runner on second with Cameron Maben batting. Chases a third strike. Ball goes all the way to the backstop. Maben doesn't run at first as Devin Davis digs in and he takes inside ball one. But Maben doesn't run. Grandal, the catcher who tied the game in the bottom of the ninth, has all the time in the world to throw out Maben because he doesn't run. Well, Ben Revere, the runner at second, is off on the wild pitch as well. And Grandal just simply throws it over the first baseman's head, goes into right field, and the Angels win on a walk-off strikeout and then subsequent error by the catcher, Yasmani Grandal. Devin Davis back here in Princeton as we shift our attention back here to Mercer County, West Virginia. Devin Davis behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. So I'm kind of looking forward. I'm not going to watch it, obviously, because it doesn't start till 10 o'clock, but should be a really good game there in the three-way series. Like I said, the atmosphere has been electric, almost a playoff-like atmosphere for the first three of that series. Devin Davis goes down looking. Second time he's gone down on strikes tonight. First time looking. And we'll bring up to the plate Bryce Brown. He's gone down on strikes once. He is 0 for 2. Drew a walk in the second. Struck out looking in the fourth. And flew out in the fifth. Chris McDonald's still out there. Fires ball one into Bryce Brown. Bottom of the eighth. Princeton down by a score of 11-0. Want to remind everyone, Princeton continuing the 6-game homestand. It's game number 3 tomorrow night. Bristol right back here. Pirates going to be looking for the sweep. Princeton going to be looking to avoid such. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Princeton welcoming in a Appalachian East foe and the Burlington Royals. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Saturday night, 5 o'clock Sunday night, and then back to 7 o'clock on Monday evening to conclude that series with Burlington before the Rays head out onto the road. 3 in Burlington, or 3 in Elizabethton, excuse me, and then 4 with Bluefield before a day off. 3-0 to Bryce Brown, and he takes strike 1 just above the belt inside. Bryce Brown did walk on 4 pitches back in the second, almost did right there as well. Mercer Cup action kicking up. Be here before you know it. First 4 will be at Bluefield. Bryce Brown aboard for the second time tonight with that 1-out walk. Justin Bridgman will come up. Bridgman has one of the 4 Princeton hits in the game. Princeton, no runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. Bristol has equaled their hit output from last night. 11 runs, 16 hits, and 1 blunder in the field for the Pirates. 1-on-1 out here for Bridgman, trying to get his first career multi-hit game as a professional. He takes strike 1 outside corner. Bristol trying to do something only 2 other teams have done this year in the Appy League through 7 games, and that's pitch a shutout. Danville did it, and Elizabethton has also done it. This one is lifted into right field, but it'll trickle foul and be 0-2 against Bridgman. Arm warming up in the Princeton bullpen as I
took my eyes that way with that hit. Phoenix Sanders has been really good here for Princeton in his 3 innings of work, giving up just 2 hits and has faced just 1 over the minimum in those 3 innings. McDonald tries to come inside, and wasting it foul is Bridgman. It remains 2 strikes on Princeton's second baseman. Nightfall in Mercer County, lights on here in Princeton. Still very warm outside. Want to be a little bit warmer tomorrow and into the weekend. Highs in the mid to low 80s. This one's going to get away, and rolling on down to second base is Brown. That'll go down as a wild pitch. One ball, 2 strikes to Justin Bridgman. Check that. Pass ball, not wild pitch. Could have definitely gone either way, but I can definitely see how it's a wild pitch. So runner in scoring position here for Justin Bridgman, who all 3 of his hits professionally, 3 of the 4 now, 3 of his 4 professional hits have come off right-handed pitching. That's what side McDonald throws it from. Chris McDonald working his 3rd inning of relief here. He's been just as solid as Phoenix Sanders has been for Princeton in his 3 innings. To this point, he's faced only 2 over the minimum. Went 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. Had the 1-out walk issued to Chester, but then came back with back-to-back strikeouts and actually ran off a string of 3 straight strikeouts with Devin Davis striking out looking to begin the 8th. Bridgman is going to lift this one in to center field, the right center field gap, and around comes Brown to score the 3rd RBI of the season for Justin Bridgman. Is going to get Princeton out of the shutout column as they now trail at 11-1. Good fight there at the plate by Justin Bridgman. Went down 0-2 early and just kept battling and gets Princeton on the board. That'll bring to the plate Seaver Whalen right out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Seaver Whalen.
Whalen 1 for 2. Got a base hit in the 4th. Struck out his last time in the 6th and walked and was doubled off in the 2nd on a line drive. Just gets a piece of this one and fouls it away towards the left side of the infield. 0-1 to Seaver Whalen. 11-1, Princeton trails. McDonald delivers, and this one's out of the zone, an off-speed pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. Run scoring hit by Justin Bridgman. 3rd RBI. This one is going to be foul as the 3rd baseman DeJesus went over to field it in between the 3rd base bag and where Danny Schaefer is stationed in the coach's box. Princeton going to drop to 1-7. Bristol going to improve to 3-5. This one is hit a long way, but it's foul down the left field line. Remains a 1-2 count on Seaver Whalen. McDonald will deliver the sidewinding pitch, and this one also foul. Chopped past the 3rd base bag, and we'll come back at 1-2. Princeton got us a much better start last year. Took 2 out of 3 from Burlington, then came home and took 2 out of 3 from Danville. Did drop a series to Greenville to start the season. Man, they got some work to do. Ball low, evens up the count on Seaver Whalen. Maybe now Hudson Valley potentially reaping some of the benefits of that Princeton team last year. About a dozen or so of those guys now with the Renegades, and they're off to a 6-2 start themselves. Full count now as Whalen takes consecutive balls. He's come all the way back from down 0-2
to work it full. Trying to draw his second walk. Bryce Brown, just a few moments ago, drew his second walk tonight and came around to score. McDonald will wind and deliver. This one is in on the hands and just a little pop fly. It'll be fielded behind the second base bag by Jimenez, and there are 2 gone in the Princeton half of the 8th. That'll bring up Jose Tontone 0 for 3.
Now batting for the Rays. The
Line out to third, struck out swinging in the 4th, and grounded out 6-3 in the 6th. Did Jose. Man, he's a big boy up there. McDonald delivers. This one is chopped to the third baseman. He will fire a laser wheel to Jesus. 1 pitch, and the final out of the bottom of the 8th is recorded. 5-3. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Princeton down 10. They do get on the board with the Justin Bridgman RBI single. It's now 11-1. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3. The way on line 103.
Do you have a business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
In his particulars here, in just a second, obviously has never pitched, at least professionally, and I didn't run across anything that told me he had pitched in college either. We talked about him last night, how good of a catcher he was in college. 2-time Johnny Bench semifinalist for the best catcher in the nation in 2015 and 2016. 6 foot, 205 pounds, native of Holly Springs, North Carolina, and he will face Matt DiOrio, lead off the 9th. And Matt DiOrio needs a triple in his bid for the cycle here tonight. This one will catch the corner on the outside, and it's now 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt DiOrio walked in the first, and a 3-run homer in the 3rd, doubled in the 4th, and singled in the 6th. But he's going to bounce out here to 2nd as he becomes the first out in the top of the 9th, and that will plate for us Raul Hernandez. So no cycle tonight.
45, Raul Hernandez.
Only cycle I've seen, college, professional, any level, was last year. I'm going to look up his name. It was a guy for Greenville, had a cycle here last year at Honeycutt Field. I can tell you about the guy. I just can't tell you his name. He was Australian, and he played first base for Greenville. I'm going to look up his name whenever I get a chance. That's the only cycle I've ever seen, at least in person. And a strikeout for Joey Roach as Hernandez goes down looking. So a nice special moment there for Joey Roach. He's probably never pitched in his life, at least past maybe high school. And he will strike out Hernandez for a professional strikeout. Johan De Jesus will be the batter. And a strike delivered, 4 consecutive strikes delivered by Joey Roach. The guy that hit for the cycle last year against Princeton. Connor McDonald was the guy's name who hit for the cycle last year against Princeton. Whenever he's playing for Greenville. I think he needed the double, I think is what he needed last, and he got it. It was either in the 8th or the 9th inning that Connor McDonald got the cycle, and that's the only cycle I've ever seen in person was Connor McDonald last year, first baseman for Greenville, now playing for the Tri-City Valley Cats of the New York Penn League, the Houston Astro affiliate. Another ground ball, and Joey Roach, 1-2-3, how about it? 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Top of the 9th is quiet for Bristol to go to the bottom half. This is Princeton Rays baseball on 103.3 The Way and online at 103.3theway.com.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
A call to the bullpen for Bristol, their third arm of the night. It's Alex Manasseh. He relieves Chris McDonald, who relieved Braden Ogle. And Alex Manasseh will get you his information here. 6'4", 195 pounds, 19 years old. Pitches from the right side out of Farmington, Michigan, a product of Jackson Community College, 11th round pick in this past year's draft. He was a two-way player for the Jackson Jets this past year. 21 in the third inning. He struck out 31, had an ERA of 1.27, and also hit .410 as a position player for the Jackson Jets. Alex Manasseh, as a professional, will be making his second appearance. Tossed against Greenville on Monday night. 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and struck out a batter in that game against the Astros back on Monday. Manasseh will face Kevin Santiago, Carl Chester, and Zach Rutherford here in the bottom of the 9th. Princeton trails it by a score of 11-1, so this should be in first strikes.
Number 22,
should be the game plan
Santiago.
for Mr. Manasseh here. He wears number 50. Stands 6'4", so another long, lanky pitcher for Bristol into the game. Ball 1 delivered high. Santiago will look at ball 1, and it's now ball 2 after he runs inside. Alex Manasseh mentioned the .410 average. That was a team high for his community college. 3 homers, 56 RBI, and 6'4". He can get the legs turning a little bit. He stole 25 bases this past year. It's now 3-1 on Santiago. Jackson, the team that Manasseh played for, 32-17, wherein Farmington, Michigan, it may have just quit snowing yesterday. This is lifted into center field, and it's put away easily by
Nobody for the Rays.
Rosario,
The
and
number
it'll
9,
be 1 gone in the
Chester.
Princeton bottom of the 9th. Last chance here for Princeton as Carl Chester digs in. He's drawn back-to-back walks after striking out and trying to bunt his way aboard in the 3rd inning. He swings at the first pitch he sees. This one is a mile high into center field, gliding in to the gap in right center, and another put out there for Rosario. And now Princeton down to their last chance here tonight, as they will pick up the pieces from tonight's game and try to make something of tomorrow. We'll try to salvage one here. Coming up in the post game, we'll talk about this one a little bit, run down the Appalachian League, get your finals from around the Rays affiliates tonight. Another first pitch swinging in on the infield, drifting out 2 or 3 strides on the outfield grass to put it away is Jimenez, and that will do it. Princeton 1-2-3 in order. In the bottom of the 9th, they fall 11-1. They fall to 1-7 on the year. Bristol 3-5 now. And we'll come back and put a bow on this one and get you ready for tomorrow night's series finale between Bristol and Princeton. This is Princeton Rays Baseball on 103.3 The Way, online at 1033theway.com.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.
Business or an event to promote? Advertising opportunities are still available for the Princeton Rays. Email us at princetonrays@frontier.com or phone us at 304-487-2000 to inquire about advertising today.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
Moving into the post-game show here on the Princeton Rays Game of the Week on Sudden Link, brought to you by Ramey Motors, and another heartbreaking loss to the Bristol Pirates, 11-1. Definitely not the result we were looking for. Another week in a row with a loss to the Bristol Pirates. Wes McKinney is alongside America Lester, and Wes McKinney, it's kind of beating a dead horse here, but once again, we are sitting here talking about another short outing for a starting pitcher and another bad start, this time for Zach Trajan.
Eric, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but until you get consistent starting pitching, I don't care what level you're playing, high school, college, minor league, pro, whatever, until you get solid starting pitching, you're not going to give yourself a chance to win too much, and that's exactly what happened at Princeton tonight. And was it all Zach Trajan's fault? Not 100%, not all his fault. I mean, you feel like in that first inning he's going to be able to grind out that third out. He was 1-2 on the catcher Hernandez. He gets a CNI single under the glove of Devin Davis. Just an unlucky break, and then almost the comedy show. I mean, I hate to say that, but almost the comedy show. Allows that third run to score. And I talked about it a little bit there in that first inning. You just see the frustration, the body language just went from being somewhat upbeat by Zach Trajan to he's just completely deflated. And I don't think he was ever the same, even close to the same. After that, he only goes 3 innings. Thomas LeBron comes in and does not do a good job at all. He struggled with the control, gave up the home run to Matt DiOrio. That didn't help matters any, and it's just really a downhill slide from there. So until Princeton figures out their starting pitching issue, they're going to continue to have problems. I mean, I hate to say it, but it just is what it is at this point.
Let's turn just a little bit positive on pitching. Some good quality innings late.
Yeah.
Phoenix Sanders came in and did have some good quality innings.
And Eric, that's what's funny. The starters aren't doing their job, but like we saw in the first game we had with Bristol here on Sudden Link. You saw Arias and Jeffrey Rosa come in and they pitched 6 really good innings, and you come in and see Phoenix Sanders only give up 2 hits and strike out a handful of batters in 3 innings, doesn't give up a run. So it's like the bullpen is not the problem. I mean, there's guys down there that aren't pitching well in the bullpen right now, but you got some guys in the bullpen that's really pitching their tail off, and I think at some point you may need to look at maybe guys out of the bullpen, maybe give them a start or something just to try something different, because right now what's working to start the first inning isn't good.
And if we flip sides here just for a second, if you're a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, 3-4 years down the road from here, your pitching rotation is starting to look good.
You're excited. Braden Noble didn't have his best control, kind of like Travis McGregor, like we saw with him. I think McGregor had 3 walks, and Braden Noble walked a couple more, had 5. But what I liked about Braden Noble is when he got in trouble, he always seemed to find a way. Whether it's defense making a play behind him, whether he was making a pitch to get Princeton to hit into a bat out, whatever, hit into a pop up, whatever. But I thought where the game really turned is it's still only 3-0 bottom of the second, and at that point, Princeton had a frustrating night on the mound and defensively a little bit. You got the bases loaded, nobody out there thinking, all right, here we go, 3-0 can be 3-3 in just a flash of an eye, and you get the double play where you get the soft line in the third. Seaver Whalen gets caught napping a little bit at first, the double off, and you go from bases loaded, nobody out, to second and third, 2 outs, and then the very next pitch, you get Jose Tontone swinging at the first pitch, and it's a can of corn to the left fielder, and about a 4-pitch span, everything just went sideways on Princeton, and that was my turning point tonight, was that second inning. Whenever Princeton could have easily tied the game or maybe even taken the lead. I mean, you never know what happens with bases loaded, nobody out. But for Princeton to hit into just, I don't know if I've seen Princeton hit it to just your room service 6-4-3 double play, because at least you score a run.
Yeah.
That kind of double play, you don't score a run. So that's what was ultra frustrating, I think, if you're a Princeton Rays fan tonight, is seeing them double off someone and not even be able to get a run out of it.
Stranding 10 tonight.
Right.
1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Another big issue for Princeton continues to be a lack of run support for their pitching.
Yeah, it really is not getting good starting pitching. The bullpen seems like they're pitching their tail off, but like you said, they're not hitting with runners in scoring position. And at some point, I would think that's such a finicky stat. You can be like I think we talked about last broadcast. You can be 1 for 10 one night and 10 for 20 the next night or whatever. But I think that stat's going to flip around. But if Princeton just hit, right around the 280 mark with runners in scoring position, and that's something they haven't done against Bristol yet. They haven't been close to hitting even close to that mark. A 1 for 6 was 167, I think. So Princeton's got to make more opportunity of their chances here, because you load the bases with nobody out. I think there's another inning in there. They had bases loaded and maybe 1 out or 2 out. You at least got to try to smack a single or something. I get you don't have to swing for the fences. I get that, but if you can somehow just put a single back up to the middle, just change your approach, do whatever you got to do. And these guys are professionals; they're going to figure it out. But it's just not going well for Princeton right now.
It's early in the season.
Right,
Still got plenty of July and August to get us there.
Right.
Looking ahead, next time we hit the airwaves, it'll be the Danville Braves in town here at Honeycutt. We've already seen 3 with Danville in Danville. What's your take on Danville, real quick, Wes?
Danville's a team, that Princeton, as you said, lost 2 out of 3 from. Second series of the year. It's a game that Princeton really should have taken 2 out of 3. Game 2 of that series, they're up. I think it was 6-4 going to the bottom of the 9th. They let 2 runs in the bottom half, and then they lose it in extras. So once again, the pitching just not doing their job, because if you score 6 runs, you should win like 97% of the time, and that didn't happen for Princeton at Danville. But Danville's a team that they're playing all right now. They're playing well. I think because last year they got off to a little bit of a slow start and really started building there, towards the end of July and early August, and kind of got back in the thick of the Appalachian League East race. But Danville's playing well, so Princeton's definitely going to have their hands full. And anytime that you get a divisional team coming in here, kind of adds to the adds to the storyline, the plot line a little bit as well.
Fans, that's it for tonight. Princeton falls 11-1 to the Bristol Pirates. It's a noon start time for the Princeton Rays game of the week. Next Saturday, it's the Danville Braves. Thanks for tuning in to the Princeton Rays game of the week here on Suddenly, brought to you by Ramey Motors.
Princeton Rays fans, join us as we welcome division rival the Danville Braves to Honeycutt Field Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, 7 p.m. first pitch each night. Come see us at the ballpark as division rival the Danville Braves come in for pivotal Eastern Division games for fantastic promotions each night. 7 p.m. is the first pitch. Gates open at 6 o'clock each night. Get there early for the best seats in Honeycutt Field. Promotions each and every night. Concession stand will be open every night with great specials as the Danville Braves come to Honeycutt Field to face your Princeton Rays. 7 p.m. first pitch. Gates open at 6 for Princeton Rays baseball. We'll see you at the ballpark.
For years, Ramey Auto Group has been doing the deal with our customers.
We do the deal.
Times are changing. We're still doing the deal, just better.
Now you can shop online and do your deal your way, from shopping to valuing your trade and negotiating a price. You can do it all from home. Ramey is making your deal easier and giving you the most convenient car buying experience around.
Most of our customers that start their deal online are in our showrooms less than an hour and on the road in no time.
So check us out at yourdealyourway.net and find a new way to do the deal only at Ramey.